As the sun set on the field, life felt so unreal, and I fell right into you until the sunrise. We're finding love with one another. We're learning how to be. 'Cause the haters and the lovers all wanna be free. Playing in the dark, playing with my heart. I gave it all to you. I gave my body too. As the sun rose in the sky, it was time to say goodbye. But I fell right into you with the sunrise. Oh, we're finding love with one another. We're learning how to be. 'Cause the haters and the lovers all wanna be free.
Eskridge before her death, in which she said she would never take her own life. Some commentators have linked her case to other deaths and disappearances involving researchers and officials, though no confirmed connection has been publicly established. The circumstances surrounding her death remain a subject of public interest. For 1819 News, I'm Garrison Hardy.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hey Montgomery, Thursdays just got a whole lot more refreshing with Thirsty Thursday at Davos Park. Fans can enjoy half-off 16-ounce domestic drafts and souvenir sodas, all while cheering on the Biscuits. It's a perfect way to wind down your week with some baseball, friends, and great deals. For tickets and more information, visit biscuitsbaseball.com or call 323-BALL. Butter up!
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Middays, short drive, north side, west side, south side in Montgomery. It's IJOEY, Joey Clark and Eddie Bader.
Welcome into the program. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully the show will go that way. And Montgomery needs a new mayor. Eddie Bader here in the studio. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Beautiful day. Hard not to be out on the lake today.
I know. You're itching. You're itching to get away from this place and just go hang out on some water.
A little bit.
And you just got a thing for Jamaica.
I do.
And I've been wondering for years what it is, but I know what that thing is now.
Is that right?
You've got a thing.
A lot of people think they know, but then when they go with me, they're like, oh.
Oh, I know.
I love the same
I already
thing you
know.
do.
I know you. And I can relate to you in many ways. And I know that thing.
Yes. It's a sweet thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. Don't get me thinking of Chaka Khan at this moment in the day.
Shaka.
I feel for you. Anyway, let's go and kick off the show, as usual, as is tradition now on Thursdays, with the one and the only Erica Thomas of 1819 News. Erica, how are you?
Howdy, guys. I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Pretty good.
I'm chipper. Better than I deserve. I don't understand it.
Well,
yeah.
It's been a busy week. It's gone by really fast, but I'm so thankful because my dad is coming down for the weekend.
Nice.
We're going to have a father-daughter weekend. I'm so looking forward to it. Starts tomorrow.
Cool.
That's pretty awesome. Yep. Yeah, it's always good having the parental units, at least one of them coming on down and spending some good quality time together. What are y'all going to do? Like go hiking or eat some food or?
Well, we are both really into fishing. Like,
Nice.
I've been fishing since I was 4 years old. Y'all probably know that. I think I've talked to both y'all about it, but my dad's the one that got me into it. We've done tournaments together throughout the years, bass tournaments. And now that I live on the coast, I'm trying to learn how to saltwater fish. I've been doing it for 3 years. I'm still terrible at it. Half the time I have no clue what I'm catching. This stuff has teeth. I'm like, what? So I'm excited that he's coming down. We're going to do some brackish water fishing.
Cool.
I'm sure I'll catch some catfish and bass, but I always just love having my dad with me because even though he's not the best saltwater fisher either, we learn together, and it's just those moments that we get to bond. They're so special. We're also going to a car show at the wharf this weekend, big car show.
Nice.
So we're just going to enjoy our time.
Yeah, that sounds like a good, fun time. And, I'm looking at all the stories you've been covering over the last week, and I'm trying to look for one to just keep the chipper mood going for the moment. And one that's really cool, what is it? Kenny Chesney and Megan Maroney both, performed there at the Floribama. Did it just kind of a big show? Like, that big of a star there in that setting probably had to be a hoot.
Yeah, well, this was an exclusive concert. We're celebrating the No Shoes Radio, the 10-year anniversary at the Floribama. That's where he chose to do it because really he's always been known to come to Floribama, and it's just, he even has a song about it. And so whenever he was going to do this exclusive concert, he decided Floribama would be the place to do it. And then surprise guest Megan Maroney came out and sang with them. And there's a picture of them on 1819news.com. They sure are a cute little duo up on stage, looking at each other. Just the way they look at each other is really sweet. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I've been down to the Floribama, but in particular, that sort of intimate setting to have I know you can pack a lot of people in there, but it's still, there's something about a concert that's more fun and like a few hundred folks all packed together at a bar as opposed to, the 10,000 or whatever at a stadium.
Exactly. I'm sure it was standing room only, but, they had super security going on. You had to have a ticket to go to this one, and so at least we get to see the photos. And he shared some videos on Facebook about it. And not only is this great for him, but it's also really good for Floribama to, have somebody as big as Kenny Chesney singing songs about the place and just putting it all over Facebook. I mean, Floribama is really just a gem here.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's really cool to see something like that's kind of in Alabama on the national stage.
I'd love it, and it brings me back to my drinking days. Ooh.
Well, it should bring everybody back to, in this crazy time in this world, there's this little place called Floribama. You can go and you can escape every bit of it. It's not a political place. It's just a perfect lounging spot. You can meet people. People come across lines like Democrat and Republican will become best friends at Floribama.
Oh, yeah.
It's just such a special place.
Now, one guy, I'm shifting, and folks might notice like our stories get sadder or more depraved, and this one's kind of in between because the headline makes me chuckle a little bit. TikTok trickster back in Baldwin County to face love scam charges? How does this bearded man with the salt and pepper hair everywhere, how did he get people in love scams?
Well, I do have to say, looks are not that important when you're talking about these love scams, and people know about this. I mean, they call them, there's a name for them, like the internet scams, where
Catfish?
They meet people. It's like a love scam, I think is how they usually talk about it. Dr. Phil has done so many of these, highlighted so many of these stories. He's interviewed women, and sometimes men are victims as well. I don't want to say it's just men that do it. It's just the majority of them are men. Because women, we have emotions, feelings. So I think it's easier. It's easier for men to operate this way than it is for a woman. A woman might try to scam a man and then actually fall in love, So, but,
that's a story. We need to write that book and make it into a movie.
Yeah.
I'm not jaded at all.
Somebody call the Hallmark Channel.
So this latest love scam that has just gained national attention because this man, his name is Brenton Wayne Fillers, but people might know him also as Jason Mitchell, Brett Knight, Maynard Hatchard, Wayne Breton, Austin Riker. I mean,
Johnny Appleseed. Jeez.
Yes, and I was talking about this yesterday. All of these names sound like either country singers or like blue. Like if you look at their names, it looks like they would be like a famous singer. He came up with good names.
Yeah, no, I think these are, to pause you there, like these are good quality names. Because if you're trying to love scam somebody with like John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, like it's not going to work. But if it's Wayne Breton, you're like, oh, Wayne, he seems interested in me. He's actually asking good questions. Nobody's ever wants to hear me.
Maynard Hatcher.
Yeah,
you
Maynard.
play the banjo? Like, hello. I mean, I would totally go for a Maynard, But it is funny, but it's not funny because there are actual victims here. And the ones in Baldwin County, this one lady in Spanish Fort, she said back in 2023, this guy, Fillers, met her on social media. And then they went out actually on a date. They actually met. A lot of times on these internet scams, they don't actually meet, but this time they did. And they went on a date, and before she knew it, he was taken off in her car. I mean, just out of nowhere, stole her credit cards and took her car. So in Baldwin County, he's charged with illegal possession of a debit card, fraudulent use of a debit card, and theft of a vehicle. So these are serious charges. And I said 2023, like, you did not mishear me. That happened 3 years ago, and he's just now been brought back after being arrested in North Carolina. He was extradited to Alabama to face these charges.
And the police were able to connect us to other crimes he's committed under all these many names that we just laid out.
Yes, and one of the most serious crimes, I think it was out of Texas, he's accused of sexual assault of an 11-year-old boy.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So, I mean, actually could be a sex predator.
Yeah.
Let's say allegedly, because everybody loves that word.
Well, the way how callous he is, just like on the simple things, like stealing property, lying to people straight up. I mean, he clearly is sociopathic. Like, the guy clearly has no feeling, it seems, for other people.
Right. And that's what's so sad. These women that become victims, I mean, I've seen, like I said on the Dr. Phil show, some of these women sell their homes. They end up in bankruptcy.
Yep.
They empty their bank accounts, their life savings for these men. A lot of times they don't even exist. So while we can joke about some of the things about this case, there are actual victims, and this should serve as a warning to all women. When you meet somebody online, you do not know who you're meeting. So, I mean, you don't really know who you're meeting in person either sometimes.
That's true.
Very true.
I want to put that out there. But also, you have to, like, do your background work. Make sure these people are real.
Run a
Be
credit check
so
on them.
careful and guard your heart and your pocketbook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get a
If a man asks me for money, I'm going to laugh. I mean, that's not going to happen.
No, I don't know. You started this conversation today talking about how, like, you're so excited for your dad to come down. Like, you have a good, solid relationship with your father. That's a good first step to sniff out all the creeps and the scammers.
True.
It really is.
Yes. My dad gave me the best example of how a man should be, and that's my problem.
Yeah. Well, you got standards.
Thanks, Dad.
There you go.
You got standards. Now, another one, this is a short thing, but it just made my skin crawl. And this is Spring Hill College, which I've spent some time at. Did a retreat there when I was younger. But a threat to Spring Hill College and St. Paul's School. And there was a particular just harrowing message left as a threat. Like, you know, you get crazy threats all the time in the internet world. But this one in particular, like, I hope they catch who said this.
Yeah, and they really didn't release a lot of details on this. It was really strange yesterday. First, the Mobile County Sheriff's Office came out and said there was a message that said, quote, all kids deserve to die a sinner's death. They put out a press release on this. They put it on social media. They said the threat was towards Spring Hill College and St. Paul's School. Okay, so an hour later or so, the Mobile Police Department comes out with another press release, and they say, we're taking over this investigation. But what was strange was they did not name the suspect that the Mobile County Sheriff's Office had earlier named. I didn't put that name in the story because I felt that there was something more to this. I needed to be careful identifying this woman that they said did this, because the Mobile County Sheriff's Office put her name out there. Well, apparently that woman was interviewed, but she was released and not charged. So thank goodness we didn't put her name out there. A lot of news outlets did. But no one was ever charged. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office called her a suspect, and apparently she was just a person of interest, which means somebody they want to talk to. A person of interest is not necessarily, accused of doing or committing a crime. They just want to talk to that person of interest in the case.
And there's no other follow-ups. It was like short on details other than that just very harrowing threat.
Yeah. All we know is that woman was released after questioning, and they have not named a suspect. As far as I know now, I haven't looked in the last hour or so. I've been working on some other really great stories for the weekend. I will go back and look, and if there's an update, I will post it on 1819news.com at 2 p.m.
Appreciate that. And there's another story, definitely got some legs and caught my interest as well. A Woodland mother is fighting for what she calls Tim Tim's law after her son was left lying dead for days.
Oh, gosh, y'all, this was really sad. Yeah, so I am from Randolph County, for anyone who doesn't know. I talk about it all the time, but this happened in Randolph County. And the woman, Leah Harmon, she spoke with me for over an hour last week about her son and kind of what happened to him. And she acknowledges her son, Tim, they call him, he was an IV drug user for years. He had been in prison. You know, he had really had his struggles. And she doesn't shy away from that. She doesn't deny that. In fact, she said, quote, he was my troublemaker. But what happened after he died is kind of what she's been focusing on. So they believe that he did die of a drug overdose while at a home in Woodland. And Christopher Craig Hardy, 40 years old at the time, was arrested and charged with abuse of a corpse. That case is ongoing, but what we find out happened is just horrific. So the last time anybody heard from Tim Harmon was April 9th, 2024. And they did not find his body until, I believe it was April 14th. And in the meantime, they said people came and went from that house.
2 years.
Accusations that this is like a drug house. So people came and went and saw this dead body in the side yard and did not report it to authorities.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I mean, some of the stuff she said they couldn't even have a normal funeral. They had to cremate his body because animals had eaten off of him. You know, just horrible things she detailed in this story to kind of bring home the point that it should be a crime, in her opinion, to walk by a dead body. So people were coming over to see the body and not report it. And only one person, which is, I believe, the person that lived at the home, was charged, innocent until proven guilty. But she wants for Alabama to be a reporting state, which means if you do see a dead body or see somebody in distress, you know, you're required to call 911, call authorities, because she said at first when he was laying there, nobody called 911 to get him help. He could have still been alive. He could have still, you know, they could have used Narcan to bring him back. And that just didn't happen. So she has gone, you know, online, on social media, TikTok. She created an online petition. She had an event where people signed the petition. Over 1,000 signatures so far to get a new law in Alabama.
Well, rough story, and I actually think it's a pretty good idea, but it's also just the inhumanity of people and the callousness of some folks. It's just some of the dark corners that people can get trapped in. And I want to end on this, and it's poignant, it's sad, and I hope the best for this kid. But you came out with this today, getting towards the end of the road. Tuscaloosa County teen battling cancer pleads for help from Donald Trump. So tell us about this kid, Will.
This is Will Roberts, and he's from Rouse, Alabama, which is in Tuscaloosa County. Just last year in January, he was diagnosed with his bone cancer, and it's an extremely aggressive and rare form of bone cancer. In fact, he almost immediately lost part of his left leg due to this cancer. They were trying everything they could to save his life. His mom, Brittany Battles Roberts, has gone on Facebook throughout this journey and documented everything. And y'all, when I tell you, sweetest kid. He was only 14 years old when he was diagnosed. He's 15 now. And you can see how much he's grown over this time. I mean, he went from a kid to a little grown man, seemingly, through this process. But he has stayed extremely positive. His little laugh and his little smile is just, it's so inspirational. Through the whole thing, he's been positive and just cutting up with family. He loves to go fishing. He's just been such a little inspiration, I tell you something, because this has been a hard fight. He's had the surgeries, the chemotherapy, radiation, but through it all has kept a smile on that face. And last night, he took over his mom's Facebook page without her knowing. He said, y'all, she might be mad about this, but I got to do something. And he has recently learned that there's just not much else they can do. I mean, he is confident that he's going to lose the battle to cancer. But there is this one drug, I think it's an experimental drug that has kind of helped kids in his position, but it's costing like $500,000, and they just don't have the money to do that. So he took to Facebook and he said, somebody please get this message to President Donald Trump or Robert F. Kennedy Jr. because, this would help me so much. And even if it is too late for me, it might help some other kids one day. And once again, in true Will Roberts form, he talked about other people and his concern for other people, including his mom, who he said has had sleepless nights. She'll sleep in his room because, he gets up with nosebleeds in the middle of the night. He gets sick in the middle of the night. And he's worried about his mama. Oh, y'all. This kid, he's just precious.
No, and even with the tragedy surrounding him and his body being destroyed, like, talk about a true inspiration. I've got a clip I was going to play later in the show from Erica Kirk, and of course she was talking about it's from James. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. And I mean, of course it goes on, but count it all joy. And for a kid to be stricken with this awful, aggressive form of cancer, I'm reading the quotes as well in your story, and folks should go check it out at 1819news.com. I mean, count it all joy is the words that came to my mind. Wow.
Absolutely. I mean, we do have some good news on this too. I reached out last night to Heather Moore because I know if I contact Barry Moore, he probably is getting a bunch of messages, but I contacted her and she said that Representative Barry Moore is already on this, is already working on getting the message to Donald Trump. And I've heard him speak at events before, and he said, I can text Donald Trump right now. I can call him right now, and he'll answer. And so I'm hoping that this is one of those times where he pulls that card, that Trump card, I guess we could call it. Because this little boy, if Trump could just acknowledge that he received this message, I think it would make a huge difference for this kid. And at this point, you just want anything for him, any hope, any joy that you can bring to his heart, because it would be hard enough to know that you're dying, but for a child to know that and face that, can you imagine the fear that this child has? And I just want to comfort him. I want everyone to. And at least he can go, if that's God's will, knowing that something's being done to make sure he has a legacy that will live on.
Amen. And I had to say, Erica, I always appreciate the time, but, just seeing, even including stories we didn't even cover here in this 20, 30 minutes, you deserve a daughter-daddy weekend. So, I hope you catch plenty of fish and enjoy your time this weekend. And I always appreciate the reporting. If folks want to check out what you're up to, the work you're doing, how can they do so?
Thank you so much, Joey. I really appreciate that. You can connect with me by email. It's erica.thomas@1819news.com. Or you can email all of our incredible reporters all over the state at news@1819news.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. You can get our top stories every day. Or you can support us and help us keep going and help us to continue to fight for you and bring you all the stories that not only you want to know, but you need to know. You can do that online. You can become a member and gain access to our exclusive content, 1819news.com.
Amen. Y'all check out 1819 News today. Appreciate it, Erica. Talk again soon.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless. And Erica Thomas there at 1819 News. And yeah, the crime beat that she covers.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, man.
Tough.
I couldn't do it. I don't.
That's tough.
I like being silly.
Mm-hmm.
Or, abstracting and getting into deep crap. And when you just see something as tragic as cancer or the depravity that shows up in the crime beat in particular, you're like, what do you even say about it at a certain point other than just the basic facts? Thank you, man. Whew. Anyway, how you all doing? 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Yeah, I like the RSV version, often to quote, trying to be ecumenical. Count it all joy, my brethren, when you meet various trials, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And that could be many of the sufferings, whether it's other people inflicting them upon you, or maybe you're inflicting them upon yourself through giving into temptation, or it could be something like cancer. And count it all joy. And, you know, I was going to save this for later, but let's do it now.
Okay.
This is at a recent big faith event. They had all sorts of pastors speak at this Turning Point USA event called Faith Forward. And at one point, Erica Turk took the stage and had this particular thing to say. Let's listen in.
Our kitchen area, I got the kids to bed, and I was eating cereal. It was like 10 o'clock at night. That's a mom dinner, cereal at 10 p.m. And I was like basically standing there in the dark. And I looked over to the side of the wall. And when we first moved into that, we live in a small condo. When we first moved in there, Charlie and I put the Bible verse of James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4 alongside of it. And I stood there and I looked at it, and I was like, milk and cereal in my mouth, and I was like, count it all joy. And I just stood there. Count it all joy. Being persecuted and lied about, count it all joy. You're being slandered, count it all joy. You're being lied about, count it all joy. Your church is being persecuted, count it all joy. If there's graffiti all over it now, count it all joy. You have people coming in and out of your congregation, count it all joy. Count it all joy.
And since she said it was 2 through 4 they have on their kitchen that her and Charlie put up, I'll again say, count it all joy, my brethren, when you meet various trials, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Whoever has God lacks nothing. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. And of course, there's all sorts of crap to get into today. But the SPLC, that continuing to be a story.
Yep.
For certain. And, you know, it's hard to believe. It's only been like 7 months since we saw what happened to that woman's husband. Saw what happened to Charlie. And there are many people online reacting to this news of going after the SPLC as this one's for Charlie. Now, it's actually the big banks that figured this out. It's actually the big banks that noticed this, flagged the weird payments, and then the Biden administration did nothing.
Right.
And perhaps a lot of this stuff, there's all these distinctions without a difference at a certain point. That you can say, well, that's nonprofit, and that's private sector, and that's government, and this is... No, and it's all one network that works across all these institutions. It's the way just the world works in general. So we could definitely get into how, you know, some of what Kirk said is resurfacing, and it makes you go, well, here, I got time.
Okay.
This was on the Ingram angle. I believe Jesse Waters replayed this. This was, 4 or 5 months before he's killed. So let's listen in. This is Charlie Kirk on Fox News on, what does it say? May the 27th. So no, this would have been almost last year.
Okay.
Like almost a whole year ago. Let's listen in.
Understand that they're literally putting high school chapters of ours on a hate group next to the KKK and next to neo-Nazi groups. And I mean, we can laugh this off. There's an
that's they is the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Understand that they're literally putting high school chapters of ours on a hate group next to the KKK and next to neo-Nazi groups. And I mean, we can laugh this off. There's an element to this. Remember that there was a shooter that went to the Family Research Council years ago, inspired by the SPLC list. This is them trying to make us basically surrender at Turning Point USA. We're going to do the opposite, and our students are only going to lean in even more. But they can't debate us on our ideas. They cannot have dialogue. They cannot actually go onto the merits of why they are right or why we might be wrong. Instead, they must smear us with the age-old one-liner that you are a racist or that you are a hater. And they're finally realizing the power of Turning Point USA, which is why they put us on this
Well, when you're
list.
effective, you're a threat.
That's exactly right. But it has a little extra to it, knowing what happened to that young man.
Yep.
Anyway, we got to hit this break. First, this part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing. And they're at Cole Plumbing. James and the team are ready to help you with big jobs, like maybe it's a major water leak or a gas line leak. That's a big deal, pretty dangerous. Need to get that taken care of immediately. And they can do it without tearing out a bunch of drywall, digging up a huge hole or trench in your yard trying to find the leak. They can find it with precision and fix it with expertise. It could be like your kitchen sink's clogged or the shower drain's clogged.
I've had one like that where the toilet was clogged at a rental place.
Oh, really? And the plunger wasn't working?
Plunger wasn't working, so James brought over his camera system, and we saw probably 4 feet down the pipe, there was G.I. Joe standing there. Holding everybody up.
Joe.
But it was a hysterical picture because literally you're going down there, you're seeing things you don't want to see, and then there's G.I. Joe.
There you go.
We found what the clog was. So.
And of course, it could be something as like simple as a drippy faucet,
right?
The flapper on the toilet doesn't work, or just keeps running like crazy. Yep. And of course, you could always not really have a problem, but just you want a nicer thing. That's your problem. You want upgrades. So maybe you want a tankless water heater system. Maybe you want to add brand new accessories to the bathroom or the kitchen. They can help you there at Cole Plumbing with all those plumbing needs. So check them out today. You can always go to coleplumbing.com to make an appointment there, or just save their number, 334-279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of health care you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have. Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a man from outer space.
What's up, Earthling?
I see you've landed your spacecraft over there in that field.
That's right, man.
My question is, why have you landed here on our planet?
I came to see David Ernest.
The asset preservationist?
Yeah, man. I wanted to see if he would take a look at my portfolio for me.
Well, before you make the trip over there, call him on his toll-free number, 833-596-7233.
And I understand those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
That is correct.
Funny thing happened the last time I came to Earth.
What was that?
I went to the Walmart, man.
Yes?
And I accidentally went in the back door.
How did that work out?
Well, they stopped me and very gently told me that I needed to go around front and come in.
And then what did you do?
I said, cool, man. Take me to your greeter.
You flew millions of miles just for that.
Hey, man, I don't ride them. I just read them.
It's time to show Mom how much you appreciate her with a Jenny Lynn's floral creation for Mother's Day. Skip the grocery store flowers and make one quick call, 285-1000. Roses, lilies, beautiful bouquets, and gift baskets designed just for Mom. Call Jenny Lynn's Creations, 285-1000.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here in the River region, thousands of hardworking folks will be buying a home, some for the first time. How do you know you are buying the right home? It starts with research. A buyer's agent can help you in your search, providing a list of homes you may not be aware of or know about. At the same time, a meeting with a local lender to find out exactly what you qualify for and how much it will cost at closing and monthly. A list of needs and wants provided to your agent will help them locate properties that match those needs. An example would be bedrooms, baths, school zones, floor plan requests will also help. Start shopping and look at homes and compare and make a list of pluses and minuses for each home. Compare them with your agent to narrow the field. After you work out the contract, appraisals and inspections come next, and then the closing. For more details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. That's 221-2883.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. It's a quiet forecast for now, but that'll be changing soon. For today, a good bit of sunshine. A warm day with a high temperature in the middle 80s today. Mainly clear, 57 the overnight low tonight. More sunshine, mid 80s again on Friday. Then your weekend plans could be affected with showers and thunderstorms becoming likely Saturday, and a lingering chance of showers and storms Saturday night into Sunday. I think we'll be in the lower 80s both days. Then behind that, another potent storm system as early as Monday night, maybe a severe weather producer. We're going to get into a bumpy ride. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
To Joey Clark.
Joey Clark.
And his old pal, Mr. Bader.
It's
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, I got to pull something up on the screen here.
All right, what you got to pull?
So, we know the SPLC funded, paid $270,000 to a fellow that was trying to start up the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville.
Yep.
Well, before Charlottesville, the October 2016 revenue for the SPLC was a little over just shy of $52 million. Just shy of 51.8.
What product did they produce?
After the Charlottesville thing, which again, they paid $270,000 to one of the guys who I believe ran the chat room, who was trying to get a bunch of folks there and all this stuff. After that incident, Biden starts his presidential campaign on it. So again, $51.8 million they made in October of 2016. October 2017, after Charlottesville, $133.4 million.
Oh my goodness.
It's a good grift.
It was a great investment on that advertisement because basically that's what that was.
Increase of
great return.
$81.5 million.
Man. You know all the good I could do with that money, Joey.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy right there. Crazy.
Wow.
But it shows you how this game is played. A lot of it is you're looking for that inciting media event. And it's not necessarily to stop racism. No, it is to make sure you justify your existence.
Yes, the whole white guilt thing. I feel bad for what has happened in the past, so I'm going to write this check out, and I'm going to feel good. No, it doesn't work that way.
Anyway, let's go to Bob. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
What's up, Bob?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's there was a lady running, I think your attorney general on the program a while back.
Yeah, Catherine Robertson. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she made the comment, because the voters of Montgomery voted for this mayor, we're trying to minimize the suffering of the citizens that voted for him. But I drove recently through Upper Wetumpka Road by the zoo, kind of a funny route home.
Yep.
And this city has deteriorated unbelievably, and it shows when you get in older areas like that. I mean, and of course Norman Ridge Road and some of these other areas that used to be very stable, and I mean, but where I'm going with all this is we're seeing in Montgomery what we're going to see with Mondami in New York City and all these other Democratic cities with what these socialist mayors, what they've voted in, and what they're going to do to those cities is what's happening in Montgomery. Like I said, Montgomery is a microcosm of what it looks like with these socialist mayors and what they do to the cities.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a real shame. Now, I think Mayor Stephen Reed could only dream of having the sort of liberal base that Mondami does. He's got a pretty strong liberal base, but it ain't quite the same thing as what's going on in New York City. But I don't think you're wrong in that if he had that sort of support, that's where his mind's at and his mentality's at.
Joey, one question that I've never heard anybody comment on, and you think and you read, why does Soros spend these millions of dollars to essentially tear down this country and this democracy, converting to socialism? What do you think? Because, I mean, it ruins the country. I mean, it doesn't work anywhere in the world. So you ever heard anybody comment on why he thinks that's what he needs to spend his money on?
I think one part of the strategy is estrangement. So people get estranged from that a given culture they might have. They get estranged from how things used to be, the predictability of what a town is like, and so on and so forth. But then they also get estranged from their very neighbor, and they then start feeling powerless that, I don't have the money George Soros has or anybody else that's playing this big game. So why should I even vote? And you end up in this place of easy to control. You're either just giving up and you're apathetic about it, you just cried uncle, or you're caught up in some sort of game where you're constantly divided from your neighbor, from your own town, from so many other things. And so I think a big part of it is you change things up, you create insecurity in order to secure your position as an elite player. And then when people get desperate enough, they will come to you and ask for your favor.
Yeah. Well, and I appreciate that comment, but I'm amazed at people, like in Mondami, I'm amazed that people evidently don't understand what socialism is and what it will produce, or they've just bought all this, I'll give you everything for free, groceries and everything. They believe that, and that's disturbing that people will swallow a lie like that.
Oh, yeah, no, and the average bear is, I think, I'll just be blunt about it, easily manipulated. And people play on their heartstrings, or they play on their just basic moral logic of things, and it's compassionate and it's loving, and look at this person, they're hungry, and so obviously you're gonna think the capitalist pigs are gonna feed them.
Bible, and I don't
understand
it, man.
There's
there's a lot of insight when you watch Jesse Waters and he does an interview of people, well, mostly in New York, I think. I mean, they hardly know who's the president today. I mean, these people, and it's not one, it's most people can't answer elementary first grade question. That shows you where the people's brains are today, or where they aren't. It's sad to say. Well, listen, thank you. I enjoy your program and your contributions, and y'all be safe.
Appreciate
Thank you, Pat. Or Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Pat.
I don't know where Pat.
Where's Pat? No, Pat.
What's that? It's Pat. You remember that?
I do. Good times. Good times watching SNL in the 90s. Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're Pest Pro. They are ready to help you out. And now is the time if you've been waiting. You should have already gotten in touch with Pest Pro to get on that basic protection plan. Where you don't have any problems inside. You just prevent it in the first place. Let's say you've been waiting. You've been procrastinating on things like termite inspection and protection. Or it could just be basic pest control needs.
A lot of people have. You kind of forget about it. It's not something you think about.
Well, with Pest Pro, you get on a monthly subscription model. I guarantee you're paying for streaming services you don't even watch that are more than this great package offered by Pest Pro Services. But it really is a great way to control those pest control costs over the entire year, put it into your budget, and then get out there and make sure that things are all fixed up. And if you say got kids and pets, you have extra worries about fire ants or certain things outside. Perhaps you really enjoy investing money in your backyard, or you like hanging out on the front porch, and the mosquitoes are making it miserable.
Dude, I've got a mosquito story for you.
Yeah?
So a friend of ours that does use Pest Pro, they have the mosquito control. They listened to me all last year. They like to keep their doors open in the house. Well, this time of year, skeeters are coming in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They keep their doors open all during the day. I was in there yesterday. No mosquitoes, no nothing. And I was like, are you sure? She said, this is why I love the Pest Pro service with the mosquito protection. I don't have to worry about it.
And you're like, I grew up here. I could use one of those tiki torch candles. Well, not since Charlottesville. Thank the SPLC for that.
Right.
But here's a little extra reason. I saw this thing, and pardon me, I saw this online the other day, that when mosquitoes feed on you, and they suck your blood, they urinate at the same time.
What? That's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, they jettison fluid just so they can take out more of your fluid.
Oh, I thought they were marketing.
Call Pest Pro to get rid of these nasty, nasty creatures. They are designed to be a trial that we overcome as God's people. Check out Pest Pro Services today. 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Of course, you can always look at ppsriverregion.com or just search for Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Don't miss the River Region Healthy Living Expo happening Thursday, April 30th from 10 to 2 at the Shops at East Chase. From senior health to total wellness, it's all here and admission is free. Learn more in the Check It Out section at WAKA.com.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. With over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. So we don't have a lot of time in this segment. Not a lot of time at all.
Okay.
So let's do this real quick. President Trump did a thing. He's done many. He's doing many things. Like he freed those Iranian women.
Yep.
Like there were 8 going to be executed. I was like, don't execute them. I'll convert them to Catholicism and marry them. Like, don't execute them.
That's ridiculous.
He's been trying to get the ceasefire deal done or whatever. He's been smacking the Democrats like crying Chuck Schumer.
Them around good.
But he also had time while he's on this drug kick because he just did that executive order reclassifying certain like psychedelics for actual medical use.
And a marijuana thing too.
That's it.
Same time, the facts compel the federal government to recognize that marijuana can be legitimate in terms of medical applications when carefully administered in some cases. This may include the use as a substitute for addictive and potentially lethal opioid painkillers, and they cause tremendous problems. This can do it in a much lesser way, can make people feel much better that are living through tremendous pain and problems. 40 states and multiple U.S. territories have already recognized the use of medical marijuana. This reclassification order will make it far easier to conduct marijuana-related medical research, allowing us to study benefits, potential dangers, and future treatments. It's going to have a tremendously positive impact, I believe.
He doesn't stop there, by the way. He keeps going, and he calls out Congress on what they did with the whole CBD hemp market.
Yep.
We're also asking Congress to reconsider its classification of hemp-derived CBD to ensure seniors can access CBD products they have found beneficial for pain and other reasons. Some people are literally dying, and they're dying with tremendous pain, and this can, in many cases, literally stop it. And they have their senses about them, as opposed to painkillers, which don't allow that, don't allow them to die with dignity, frankly. I promise to be the president of common sense, and that is exactly what we're doing. This is really something having to do with common sense. And it's something having to do with the fact that so many people that I respect ask me to do, people that are having problems, big problems. They are having big problems with illness, with cancer in particular. I now want to ask Dr. Oz to say a few words, followed by Dr. Braun, Dr. Casseret.
Well, you'll just have to go find the full clip yourself to hear from Dr. Oz and Dr. Casseret.
I believe that was his name.
But we do have a Dr. Oz clip coming up, but
It's going to be in a hurry?
Yeah, we'll be right back here in a second. Actually, first, guys, I got to talk to you real quick. Shut up, Dr. Oz. I got to talk to you about, like, being a guy. Like,
yeah.
When the energy starts falling off.
Oh, man. Sometimes it happens as early as your early 40s.
Sometimes it happens in your 20s.
Now, yeah.
Like, there are a lot of guys in their 20s walking around with, like, just no testosterone.
Yeah. And don't really know. Honestly, they don't know how important it is, but a lot of people don't know that because their doctor doesn't go over it with them.
And it could be things just ain't working like they used to. Now, you might be thinking about in the bedroom.
Right.
And, yeah, that can happen. And that's disappointing and frustrating and all sorts of other good adjectives.
But there's also real life situations where you just don't have that edge anymore.
You don't have the confidence, like
Don't
a
have the
job you've
energy.
been doing for years, and now you're second guessing yourself.
Yep.
Or that person that you used to be able to kind of have it out with, but now you're just being a pushover.
Yep.
Like you don't even want to fight it.
Don't even
fight it
wanna
out
argue.
anymore.
Yep.
Well, I've been telling folks for years about Montgomery Men's Health, powered by Men's Pro. What I like about them is they've been doing this for years. It's not some fly-by-night place, and it's not some sketchy online place where you're talking to a chat bot thinking, am I getting the right thing? No, they can help you in person, working with urologists and their providers. They can run labs and build a plan around you that's not some one-size-fits-all deal. In particular, they can help you, whether it's low T, or it could be maybe you're doing all right. Doesn't have to be the worst-case scenario.
Okay.
But you want to up your game. And now they have this peptide.
That's right. That's right.
Service, whether NAD Plus or Samorlin. And you can actually sign up online. But the great thing is you can go in person and actually do labs and get to know them while you also have the online experience. And so whether it's low T, ED, weight loss, and even those peptides, check out Montgomery Men's Health today. The results speak for themselves. Over 92% of men respond to treatment, and most guys say they'd wish they'd come in sooner. So get on it, gentlemen. Right now, your lab panel, just blood work and consultation are just $99. Call them today at 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The U.S. military has seized another tanker associated with the smuggling of Iranian oil, ratcheting up a standoff with Iran a day after its paramilitary Revolutionary Guard took control of two vessels in the crucial Strait of Hormuz. It's having an impact on oil prices, and that is sending stock prices higher. Oil prices up close to $4 a barrel in some places, $3 in other. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average up by 387 points. The Nasdaq up by 282. President Trump, meanwhile, issuing a new warning about the Strait of Hormuz. In a statement posted on his social media site, the president ordered the U.S. military to, quote, shoot and kill Iranian small boats that are choking the strait. He said there is to be no hesitation in carrying out that order. The president also said the military is intensifying its mine clearing activities. This is SRN News.
You're not just overweight, you're in survival mode. No pill or crash diet's going to fix that. They don't address why your body is storing fat. At PhD Weight Loss, they treat unwanted weight as a symptom, a signal that your metabolism, hormones, and stress response need attention. Fix that, and the weight comes off naturally. Call PhD Weight Loss, mention Mike G, you'll get 2 weeks free, and they'll pay for your food. Call 864-644-1900, 864-644-1900, mention Mike G, or go to myphdweightloss.com.
News. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Anyway, Gary Palmer should be joining us.
Excellent.
In a second.
I think he would appreciate that patriotic wear I just tried to get you to get.
What was that you sent me?
I'm gonna
Like
put it
a
up to the
romper?
camera.
Like or what?
It's a romper.
It's a romper, like overalls romper,
Yeah.
though.
Very patriotic. I think we could rock these this year.
I'm sure we could.
I mean, you've been working out.
I have been working out.
You could go without.
I'm trying to
the
up my
whole-
game even more.
Well, you could go without the whole shirt.
You think that would look good on a jet ski?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
especially
you
Lake
think so?
Jordan.
And let the hair out
Dude,
and
you'd
like
make
let
the
it.
front page of the Lake Jordan paper if we had one.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that. Actually, I think Gary Palmer will be joining us about 1:45, 1:50
Perfect.
or so later in this hour. So here's where I want to start this hour.
Okay.
Been a while since we talked about Vivek.
Yeah, it has.
Because he went like radio silent nationally for the most part because he's running for governor of Ohio.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I haven't looked at the polling there. I don't know. I don't live in Ohio. I don't care.
know, but you're right, man. Nothing.
But Vivek gave a speech.
Did he? Okay.
At a Turning Point USA event.
Okay.
Now, there's some people that are mad about this.
Why?
Well,
is Vivek?
There's that.
Okay. That's what I'm just checking. Make sure that's
I
still
will
out there.
say, once he gets on the wrong side of you, he kind of stays there.
Yeah.
He's just got that vibe about it. And it's a lot of folks say, oh, it's because he's Indian or Hindu. It's like, no, I think it has much more to do with nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd alert. Like the guy who gets stuffed into the lockers, like sort of like just.
And probably didn't complain. He just took time to.
And
stay.
it happened because he was smarter than you, and he'd always win the arguments and all this stuff. Like, and I'm not in support of stuffing nerds into lockers. I'm just saying this explains how he gets on the wrong side
Since
of
we
it.
stopped doing that, the world has not gotten better. Let's just clear that up.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
You're for the bullying.
Worked for me.
Did?
Yeah. I have much respect for people now.
You sure?
Especially they have been gay in their hands.
Yeah, I forgot about that incident. So you received the bullying.
Yeah, I
and you
received-
think it's built character.
Yeah. I received it. I'm sure I gave it. I don't think I probably gave it as well as I received it, but yeah.
Now, this gets to this whole thing where what does it mean to be an American?
You like pork rinds? You like RC Cola?
By the way, stealing from the movie Thank You for Smoking, that's one of those questions you can answer it however you want.
Yep.
You like pork rinds?
You like pork rinds?
You like putting peanuts in your Coca-Cola?
Yeah, yeah. You like a little Debbie cake?
That's America. Like, you could answer it however you like. It's like, I love just quietly going to Sunday service, listening to the preacher, teach me about the good book. It almost sing those words from the epistles of Paul. And then we go out for a little brunch and I see the little kids and stuff. And like my own kids, like they're growing and now my little kids have kids themselves and I'm becoming a grandparent. And I just look back and I thank the Lord above and what a beautiful day. And that's America.
Okay. So
that could be that. It could be that.
I had that moment, Joey, last week when we left the ball field. Grandkids were in front of me. Justin was in front of me. His wife was in front of me. And so was Susanna. And I'm looking back, felt like the 30,000-foot view. Watching that family leave the ball field and the ball field in the background, that was America.
There you go.
That was America.
The baseball field.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, buy them 4, 5, 2 dozen jet skis so all your buddies can go and like, as you're rocking Ted Nugent or something.
That's America right there.
America.
Yeah.
That's America.
Yeah.
America is Broadway. It is. I'm sorry.
Not all that.
A lot of country folks don't think so.
You lost me there, Bubba.
I think Merle Haggard wrote a song about those fruits on Broadway. But
Yes, they did.
that is America. It is. America's all sorts of stuff.
Sure.
It really,
We literally the
that's
melting
one of
pot.
those questions where you could answer it in all sorts of ways. But Vivek's taken it more like a nerd.
Okay.
Well, actually, America. But I think I tend to agree with his point. But folks want to bring up this idea that no, you can't just like invite all like 9 billion people, which is not his point. But you just can't invite, not all 9 billion, whatever many people are on the planet can just become Americans because you let them in and they go through a process.
No.
America has a heritage. America has a legacy. But then Vivek has another point about, well, America has a creed.
Okay.
And a lot of the folks that are legacy Americans came from many different types of places, and they are now Americans. So let's hear the man out.
All right.
It's been a while since he's been on the national stage.
Ronald Reagan understood this well. To some of our, let's just say, parents who are in the back. Okay, we'll address Ronald Reagan from your generation. He understood this well. He famously said, right, you can travel to Italy, but you would never be an Italian. You can travel to France, but you'll never be a Frenchman. You can live in Germany, but you would never be a German. You can pack your bags and live the rest of your life in China or Japan, and you will never be Chinese or Japanese. But you can travel from any one of those countries to establish roots in the United States of America, and you can still be an American so long as you work hard, you play by the rules, you make your contributions, wait your turn, pledge allegiance to the flag, and obtain your citizenship in the right way. That is America. Ronald.
And so there are folks who got issues with that, like Benny Johnson. You know that guy.
Yeah.
The metrosexual who was friends with Charlie Kirk, apparently. Says Vivek Ramaswamy is dead wrong on what it means to be an American.
I don't agree with him. I agree with Vivek on this. Assimilate.
Actually, before I read what Benny Johnson put out there, just to give the example of the argument that's happening online, I might have intemperately saw this morning. My response to Benny Johnson was simply gay. But, you know, I'm trying to work on this.
As long as you're working on it.
I didn't mean that in any deep way about Benny Johnson. No. I was more, I should have just said lame, bro.
Lame.
But I think our answers, by the way, are already better than Vivek's. And
but I agree with Vivek. Imagine if you lived and all you wanted, say you lived in, let's say, Russia. All you wanted was a taste of freedom that you can't get there, and you know you can't get it there. You want a place you can come live where you can have that freedom,
right?
You know, but you respect others. You're not coming here trying to bring your Russian values.
Yeah, you're not trying to build little Russia,
right?
That's America. You might run a few poker games.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, you're going to have
right.
You might like eggs and mayonnaise. Or something.
You might operate a bathhouse,
right?
You know,
but you want the same thoughts and desires that most Americans want, which is a better place to live and a better place for my child to live. What's wrong with that?
Well, here's what Benny Johnson says why this is wrong. Yesterday, Vivek said you can't just move to France and become French, or Japan and become Japanese, or Italy and become Italian, or Italian, etc. He's right, but then Vivek makes the obscene argument that all 9 billion people on Earth can all move to America and magically become American. I didn't hear Vivek say that.
Not at all. Not at all.
Benny, your hair product is bleeding into your brain.
Dude, that's just looking for a fight where there ain't one.
He says, no, this ideology is cancer. Being an American is not about how quickly the government can issue you paperwork. It's a heritage, a tradition forged in centuries of sacrifice of our forefathers who settled and built this land. Who built America? The answer is European Christians. For the first 200 years, 90+% of the American population were Christian settlers from the European continent. We also fought in the wars, built the infrastructure, created the economy and culture. These are facts. To ignore them is intellectually dishonest and disrespectful. What's worse than ignoring our founding culture is the argument that other cultures are worth preserving and ours is not. Why is Chinese, French, Japanese, or German culture distinct and sacred, yet American culture, which has been the dominant force here since the 1600s, is to be discarded and replaced? Again, I didn't hear Vivek make this argument.
Any of those arguments.
A nation is its people. If you took all the Japanese out of Japan, it wouldn't be Japan anymore. If Japanese people became a vanishing minority in Japan, it wouldn't be Japan anymore. If America becomes a UN refugee camp of infinite foreign enclaves, each one with their own alien traditions and allegiances and languages, we will atomize American culture. He goes on saying, these comments reveal a worldview that America is simply an economic taxation zone to be stripped mined of all resources by globalists and foreign fraudsters. I disavow this. To be an effective leader, you must first love and treasure the people that you are leading. It's okay to want to keep America American. Yeah, and again, my response was gay.
Yeah.
Is there not like a more reasonable, nuanced position that can be taken here?
I believe so.
Because if somebody, be careful pushing the legacy heritage argument too far to where you have a government that starts stripping people of citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
Careful. Now, there might be particular cases of somebody did defraud the nation, and it might call for that. In particular, seditious activity or treasonous activity. But be very careful when it's just the whim of whoever is in control and in power on who gets citizenship. And I think that goes both ways. The bigger threat is the Democrats taking over and just giving citizenship to millions and millions of people. And I agree that would be a bad, bad idea. But also be careful about going too far in the other direction.
Yeah.
That if somebody does want to come here, to your point, whether it's from Vietnam or Russia or wherever.
They want the same America you and I want.
And it's the point I've actually heard Ben Johnson's good friend Charlie Kirk make, is like, look, you could pick probably an individual person out of whatever village or town or city all over the earth and plop them here, and if they believe in American values, they're going to be great.
Yeah.
But if you take the entire village,
right,
and you plop it down to where people don't have to acculturate, don't have to assimilate, don't have to interact, and you get all these little enclaves, that's when you really get problems, especially when it's to the tune of millions, tens of millions of people.
Well, that just makes me think of Minnesota and the Nigerians and the scam.
Mm-hmm. But what you'll notice is that over time, too, people do acculturate, people do assimilate.
Yeah.
And it's not even like bending the knee to your particular interpretation of American history. Because ironically, some of the folks that could claim heritage going back to New Amsterdam or going back to Plymouth Rock, these Puritan types, they're the progressives. These Christian Europeans, they're the progressives. Not all of them.
No, but
like when you look at mainline Protestantism, the circus that's become.
Yeah.
So those folks that could claim like founding heritage are the purple-haired ones that want to let everybody around the world in. But again, I don't hear that's what Vivek's saying. I think Vivek's defending a basic libertarian principle that many presidents have held, not just Ronald Reagan, but many, many have held. I think there's a very reasonable argument to be made. I would argue in favor of it. We've let too many people in.
Oh, yeah.
Not just secure the border, but pause a great deal of what is being allowed to come into the country.
Or if nothing else, if you can't even pause it, at least raise the standards.
Yes.
At least raise some standards.
And also, there are ways to go about this, especially on the legal side of things.
Yeah.
This is where you get a lot of your problems is the legal. It's shocking that a government bureaucracy sucks in terms of
whoever saw that
work visas and green cards and all sorts of stuff, and the regulatory capture of corporate America that is trying to strip mine the country in many ways. And so this is what gets people going. Vivek makes the sort of libertarian thing, and his parents are from India, and he's Hindu still. And they're like, who the hell are you to tell me what an American is, man? And I'm like, well, be careful wanting to quickly strip him of his American identity. He's a citizen, like a citizen of Rome.
Right.
Just going to throw him to the wolves?
Where does that end?
But then those same folks can be like, well, but look at what major corporate America's done. Look at what the globalists have done. I'm like, yeah, I agree. But don't get rid of a good principle that actually creates the most dynamic, free society ever seen on the face of the earth in human history. The way you win this is you not only assimilate people into being Americans, but yes, you bring them together under God. And that is not done with ballots, and certainly not bullets.
No.
That is done with arguments, yes, and apologetics and proselytizing, and it is done, I think, mostly, though, with example. Lived, embodied example. Where somebody might be a little curious about, well, what's that person got going on that I don't have? Maybe they look at you and envy and whatever. Well, count it all joy. But you might be surprised that it's not the arguments, it's not the politics, not all the other things. If you just are living the right way and you don't shy from it, and you are that embodied example of how to live, you might bring more people along than you think. Anyway, that was my take on the whole Vivek thing. Though, I think Benny Johnson's answer, Vivek's answer, I like our answers better.
Yeah,
like America is watching Kenny Chesney at the Floribama. That's America.
Oh, that's America.
It's America.
But also, going to New York, going into a By the Slice pizza place,
yes,
and there's a guy in there that's been in New York for 30 years, but he barely still speaks English.
Going to a rundown bowling alley that's still alive to watch the PBA tour outside of Chicago. Like, America.
It's America.
Yeah.
Oh, you know something really American? They do in Alaska now. On July 4th, they launch, I think it's like 80 junk cars, not at one time, but they launch them off a cliff, and you have a crowd down below, and you watch those cars. A lot of times there'll be fireworks in them, and they blow up and stuff. That's America.
Going to Jazz Fest, hitting the strip clubs, like in New Orleans.
I'm an American.
Sadly, it's America. Have you seen Vegas?
I know you don't get the itch, but every once in a while I get the itch.
No, and there's just something about what's in the water these days. The zeitgeist is, despite the victories, I think there have been many, there's a resentment that is on all sides.
Oh, yeah.
And it will tear this nation apart if we keep giving into it. Anyway, 272-9228. It's 334-272-9228. Yeah, it's a lot of things, this country of ours.
Apple pie, ice cream, fireworks, and cruising on the lake. That's America, Joey.
Oh, what, the flyover that just happened at Auburn University.
Oh, yeah, the
today.
T-Birds flew over. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's America. And yes, America can even be going to watch a blues show at a Native American Porch Creek casino. Is it called a casino? Is it? Yeah, that can be America too. I don't go over there.
Small town America. Last week we had a large retailer open up in Wetumpka. They had people camp outside before it opened, and then the Wetumpka High School band came and played.
Yeah,
for the grand opening. That's America.
Yes, it is.
That's very American.
Taking too many tannin peptides because you're trying to get ahead of it for the summer, and you end up with a.
That's America.
That's America. I wish I could say the final part of that sentence. Yeah. Anyway, 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Gary Palmer will be joining us.
About 145?
145, 150.
All right.
When he is available. And, of course, he's running for re-election. And I just want to pick his brain on not just that re-election campaign, but also the wider midterm possibilities.
Yes.
He seems to still be confident in the Republicans' chances. I'm like, well, history's fighting against you.
A little bit.
And this war's not helping, and the gas prices aren't helping.
Not helping.
You know, these sorts of things are pulling us back, but we shall see. 272-9228. Again, if you want to get in on the conversation. This part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder at Dillon Rings. And at Dillon Rings, by the way, they're off this week, a well-deserved vacation over at Dillon Rings. But at Dillon Rings, they can help you across the board with a great inventory from high-end jewelry items to the everyday items, maybe a starter set for the little niece in your life or daughter, granddaughter. Or it could be you're looking to get something repaired, something cleaned up that can shine and shimmer like it's brand new again. They even do appraisals. They'll buy old jewelry off you. They do it all across the board. So check them out today. That's Dillon Rings. Just stop by 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery. Though, they're off this week for a well-deserved vacation.
We're talking about America again. Go to Josh's Facebook page. Look at what he posted this morning. That's America.
The Moab stuff?
Yeah, that's America.
That is America.
That's
right
America.
there.
Yep.
Good answer. Let's go to Thunder. Hey, Thunder, how you doing?
I am doing well. I tell you what, y'all have had a neat conversation this morning about what is America and Vivek Ramaswamy And I want to make the statement of Vivek Ramaswamy is far more American than Jane Fonda will ever be.
Oh, 1,000%.
If you do not like, here it is, if you do not like this country, if America is not where you want to be, kindly pack your bags and look. There are borders on the north, south, east, or west. Avail yourself of one of them. Hell, if you need help packing your bags, I am sure there are a lot of us Americans who will be more than happy to help you pack your bags.
Absolutely.
You can leave any day you want. Anyone who speaks ill of this country and continues to take advantage of all the benefits of this country is not an American. They are a traitor to this country. And the sooner they are gone by whatever means necessary, the better. I have no use for you. If you are here and you are downgrading this country, please leave. Tell me one country in the world where you can actually do that and get by with it other than at this point in time, England. Name me one. You can't. If it's not an ultra-liberal country, you cannot. So therefore, if you are here and you do not love this country, please leave.
Yeah, but complaining and
Yeah,
hating
that-
on America is kind of American too.
That is American.
Thunder. But thunder all through the night, indeed.
Especially if you don't vote.
A lot of people love doing that.
Yes, they don't vote and complain.
And you're absolutely correct on that.
That's American.
You truly are.
Yep.
And
Yeah, you ask them
being
about the presidential
American-
race, they go, "You see the new boat I got?
That's
That's
American.
America."
You got it. And I tell you what else is American is what is America. America is being able to have voices like all of y'all's on air and being able to listen to it. Anybody that doesn't believe that, a couple of weeks ago, y'all were off air for some reason. And I tell you what, I almost went nuts in those hours where I couldn't get you online. It was not a good thing. Not at all. I like my talk radio. I appreciate what you guys do, and Greg and Scott and all the rest of you in Sky. I tell you, this country is a better country because we're able to have programs like your Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Have a good
Thunder.
one.
Thank you.
Bye.
That's very sweet ending.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got time for this, gentleman.
Think so?
Let's go to Duke. Hey, Duke, how are you?
What up, Duke?
How you doing, fellas?
No, just trying to figure out what America is.
America is a wonderful and great place to be. You know, you got a place like Alabama, state of Alabama, and the city of Montgomery where, you know, we don't allow gambling, but, you know, you're so kind and wonderful where you allow the Indians to participate in Buckmaster events and different events in the city, you know, around surrounding areas, you know, but
Well, they do provide
we're
employment.
not allowed to gamble. We're not allowed to gamble in this state, you know, but
Unless you go within them walls.
they allowed to do it, though.
Their land.
They have the land when they're doing it.
It's their land. They can do what they want.
Well, sounds like America to me,
Yeah,
especially
very
Alabama.
American. That's
That's
their
what I'm
land,
talking
man.
about, though. But my point is that they say we can't gamble, and it's not a good thing. But somebody allowing the vote to go their way every time, keeping the other people from participating.
Oh, that's America, too.
Yeah, but
Very
then,
much
but,
so.
like, maybe you can handle your gambling, Duke. But what about all those other folks that start selling their body down on the highway?
Hell, they
That's
selling it anyhow. They selling it anyhow.
Yeah,
That's
that's
That's Vegas.
no, it doesn't have to. We got to watch it on What's America here. We're letting everything,
Sorry, man.
too many things in. I'm getting all Heritage American on you.
Now they ain't got to go. They ain't got to go gamble to sell some of it now, boy. You know that. You just got to have a conversation. But anyhow, you know, back to the marijuana part of the thing. You know, Red Top may get his wish soon, but hey, how long has it taken though in this good old United States of America?
Well, I'm curious too, Duke, because now that Trump has kind of spoken on it, I'm wondering if Alabama leadership will kind of speed things up.
But but Joey, all the good wholesome church-going folks say, "Oh, it's just gonna make them such bad people."
Yeah. Nah, I mean, for me at this point, I don't trust these SOBs to actually get more of their hooks into the state with the amount of money and control they would.
And that's what it is. It's money.
It's kind of like, I don't think that would be good
So,
from many fronts.
Is it better to not have, just your opinion, would it be better to not have your state kind of stores for that and let the black market continue? Or because it's you're going to have
whether it's on gambling or it's on marijuana, like I like, just basic freedom and private property and capitalism for the most part.
Right.
But
gotta have some regulation though, right?
Yes.
Can't come to Eddie's house and we have a card game because I might be ripping y'all off.
And one more thing, Eddie. I mean to cut you off, sir.
Yeah.
But didn't Trump pass a bill saying that no tax on old time and all that different stuff, and in some state, around the area here,
they sure did.
Turned it down some kind of way. I don't know.
They sure did. There were a couple states that, you're
Ain't
going to pay
no
that tax.
name,
That's America,
but
though.
it's
That's America right there.
though.
It is.
You gonna pay that tax?
Right on.
I've started. I've created a monster.
That's America right there, man. You gonna pay that tax?
Yeah, it is. It's way too American. Somebody
So
just messaged me.
If Joey and Moo decide to hook up one day, that means Joey and Moo right in these United States of America.
Well, that's kind of America too, right there.
I don't like it when you. I do not like it when you talk about Moo Moo.
Come on now, you dragging you now. Don't go back. Let's not go back to the damn stuff y'all talking about earlier. Now. Like you can't date a black woman now. Come on, y'all.
Oh, I can date a black
woman. Because the law them got caught up in some dirt down there some kind of way. Y'all wants to try to act like things ain't happening still. But let's not get into that anymore. But so you and Moo Moo be a good couple, sir.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't know about this Moo Moo person and the way you talk about her.
She sounds fast.
Sounds a little disrespectful, indeed.
She sounds fast. I gotta be
right.
honest.
She's in the fast lane a little bit now, Joey.
I was about to say, can you find me like a good black Catholic?
Ooh,
there are actually a bunch of them.
She used to be Catholic, I think.
She used to be.
But she lost her way, and maybe we can drive her back home.
Yeah. Now she's under some sort of demonic obsession, and yeah.
She used to be.
Yeah. Right.
All right, man. Let me go, man.
See you, Duke.
Appreciate you, Duke. 2729.
That's also America.
Sorry, shut up. I started something. No, Mark Cumbie said eating great barbecue at Smokehouse, American.
That's American.
Drinking ice cold beer, American. Clint might call and say smoking a big old doobie with my lesbian neighbors.
I'm very American. Nothing wrong with that at all.
It is a wild, crazy country. The word diverse has been ruined in a lot of ways, but when you look at just the multivariate nature of this place, like all the different types you get, individuals, cultures, people, just different styles of ways of being, and how it has all melded into this. What in the world is this project?
Yeah.
It's quite something when you try to put it all into one story.
Oh, yeah.
Without picking a particular side.
Also,
it's quite something.
I've been trying to work this theory. If you can work together on commonality, like let's say, for instance, you're a Muslim and say I'm Jewish, so we're not supposed to get along at all.
Mm.
But if we didn't know that about each other, but we both enjoyed soccer.
Well, that's the case in many cases.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like when we were talking about Clint. Most people, when they see a gay person, they might have a negative thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, that gay person gets high, I get high. That must mean they're cool. They can overcome that. They have commonality. I'm still working on it. They got commonality.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great example.
I'm working it out.
Get a wholesome example.
I'm trying. I'm working it out.
No, I get your point. I'm just saying, real wholesome.
I kind of felt like I needed to reel you in with that one.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we got to hit a break.
All right.
We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Whether it's AC or heating or plumbing that you're needing, whatever you require, call Lou Choir. Since 1983, we've treated you like family. Day or night, we do things right so you can live more comfortably. Whether it's AC or heating or plumbing that you're needing, whatever you require, call Lou Choir right now.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Well, hi, everybody. It's a quiet forecast for now, but that'll be changing soon. For today, a good bit of sunshine. A warm day with a high temperature in the middle 80s today. Mainly clear, 57, the overnight low tonight. More sunshine, mid-80s again on Friday. Then your weekend plans could be affected with showers and thunderstorms becoming likely Saturday, and a lingering chance of showers and storms Saturday night into Sunday. I think we'll be in the lower 80s both days. Then behind that, another potent storm system as early as Monday night, maybe a severe weather producer. We're going to get into a bumpy ride. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Anyway, welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader here in the studio with me. Gary Palmer, Congressman Gary Palmer, should be calling up here in any moment now. Looking forward to talking to Gary. And, well, as we're killing some time here, waiting on the congressman, did you see this one senior Army nuclear scientist who has been outed? No, not dead. Okay. No, this is different. They've been placed on leave by Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, and could face criminal prosecution after being exposed by James O'Keefe and the O'Keefe Media Group. Yeah, apparently this was a top nuclear scientist. Here, let's just pull up this clip real quick. That it's stuff like this where you go, you get in that position and you start playing around in that way. Here's Newsmax on the story.
Official entrusted with oversight of America's nuclear arsenal has been placed on administrative leave by the Pentagon and may face criminal prosecution following a video sting operation by the O'Keefe Media Group. Newsmax chief Washington correspondent James Rosen is joining us now with a look at the comments caught on tape that landed this official in hot water. Good afternoon, James.
Bianca, good afternoon to you. A spokesperson for War Secretary Pete Hegseth referred Newsmax to a statement that the Army issued yesterday. It confirmed that nuclear scientist Andrew Hugg, the Army's branch chief for chemical nuclear surety, a post focused on the safety and security of the Army's chemical and nuclear weapons components, has indeed been placed on leave pending additional investigation. In a pair of meetings in noisy restaurant settings with an unidentified woman who it turns out was employed by the O'Keefe Group and who was surreptitiously recording the encounters, Hugg appears to divulge classified information in a range of areas, from ongoing use of nerve agents to war planning in Iran. Two segments of the video apparently capture Hugg disclosing to his young female interlocutor at least 4 locations of underground nuclear missiles and critical aspects of the launch process under which they could be fired off.
You gave the nuclear secrets, the very locations of the silos, and you didn't even get laid.
Wow.
I'm not even trying to encourage that, but you didn't even get what you were trading for. Quid pro quo, they can't even get you on it. There was no quo.
No. What'd she get? She had to get something?
All you ended up with was with a, I just gave away a bunch of goods to an undercover reporter. My God, I hope this person faces charges, if this is all true.
Oh, I hope so. More than just charges.
Keep listening.
In the event of a nuclear conflict.
So you said there's missiles underground.
This is serious. We were always trained, if a Girl Scout gives you a message, a launch message, she knocks on your door, goes, here you go, she gives you a launch message on a box of cookies, she wrote it down. If it passes all the checks, go.
On at least 2 occasions, Hugg appears to express concern that his interlocutor could be a spy, even acknowledging out loud his own vulnerability to precisely the kind of sting operation in which he was, in fact, ensnaring himself.
It's like, you're not a spy, right? No. Your eyes have mesmerized me so much that
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Joey, if you're a cop, you got to tell me you're a cop right now. Because if you bust me, it's illegal because I'm asking you if you're a cop.
But I hope you aren't saying to the cop, your eyes are mesmerizing me right now. Oh.
That cop is very captivating.
That is one of the biggest cracks in national security, and just like,
okay,
is lonely men.
But to me, this should be an ongoing test that they should constantly run on these people. Just like if in companies I worked for before, if you had some high value information, you would constantly be tested to see if you were willing to give it up. They should be running these tests, because if these morons are that stupid, I don't care how smart they are, they got no common sense. They don't need to be in there, man.
272-9228. It's crazy. Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you out if you're looking to buy or sell property, a house or land property here in the River Region real estate market. Bo's been working here in the Montgomery and surrounding areas for about half a century now. So he's definitely got the experience that you need if you're looking to buy or sell property. But it's not just buying and selling property. They also have management services available there at the Goodson Group should you want to rent out your home, which is a great idea in this market. It really is. Truly is. All the turnover with the military base. But just a lot of people are renting these days. Why not get on the lending it out, like renting it outside?
Mailbox money.
So y'all check out the Goodson Group today. They can always help you out. You just learn more at thegoodsongroup.com or just call them direct at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, great sponsor here of the program. Again, U.S. Congressman, United States Representative Gary Palmer should be joining us any moment. But let's keep going with this this bad, dirty dog who, man, it's amazing. It's amazing the goods people give up. You know what my secret is? I don't have sensitive information. I don't want to know secret sensitive things.
And how many women come up to talk to you on the regular, just out of the blue, Joey?
None.
Okay, so with this platform you have, we could put it out there that maybe you've got some sensitive information, and you have none, so they could honeypot you. But really, who's honeypotting who?
Mm-hmm.
That's why that's the easiest way to get intelligence. Like, just send a pretty girl, talk to the guy.
Hey! You love me. That's so sweet.
Mm-hmm. You're not spying. You're not spying, though, right?
You're just powerful.
But you're not spying, right?
You're just powerful.
Hug also appears to have spoken of his work in Ukraine during the Obama era, alleging that top officials in Kyiv routinely stole U.S. taxpayer funds for their personal use.
We got to tighten up. I'm glad that guy was put on at least, what do they say, administrative leave? But
to say
charges should be, you're in charge of a nuclear silo and some pretty girl, you're spilling the goods while saying, well, I hope you're not a spy. It's like
If you're a spy, you got to tell me you're a spy.
You don't. The oldest trick in the book.
Yep.
Anyway. Well, I know the tricks. Yeah, and you just fell.
Exactly.
Anyway. We have the congressman on
Yes,
now.
sir.
We have United States Representative Gary Palmer joining us. Sir, great to hear from you. How are you today?
Good. It's been a while since I talked with you.
Yes, sir. So first I want to start off with just your feeling up there in D.C., especially as we head into the midterms for the GOP.
Well, I'm not as pessimistic as some people in the left-wing media want us to be.
So, I mean, the conventional wisdom is like the party out of power, though, gain seats in the House. Or you think we're going to be able to fight back against that just general historical trend?
Yeah, I'll give you an example. I managed a couple of bills on the floor last week, and the Democrat who was handling their side on the bills is the ranking member on the Energy and Commerce Committee, Frank Pallone. And he got up and started railing against us about health care. Republicans don't care about health care, yada, yada, yada. And so when he reserved his time, I stood up and said, Mr. Speaker, I find that interesting that he would say that, considering that Republicans put $50 billion into the One Big Beautiful Bill to transform rural health care. And every Democrat voted against it. And then I pointed out, as a matter of fact, the gentleman from New Jersey State got $187 million this year, and he voted against it. And that shut him down, Joey. I mean, they can't respond to that. And same thing, there's 51.4 million senior citizens paid no income tax on their Social Security income. I did that in another meeting, another hearing, and I said, and I pointed to the Democrats, I said, and every one of them voted against it. Same thing on no taxes on tips, people earning their income through tips. In Alabama, that's going to save them close to $1,800, maybe $1,900, that they could go out and pay for their kids' school supplies. Maybe there's a car repair they need, or might even be able to improve their housing. And I pointed out, every Democrat voted against that. It absolutely shut them down. So I think when we get into the real meat of the campaign, we start pointing out what we've done for people. We secured the border. That's really what drove the last election. They want to open the border. That's why they want to fire the Border Patrol and ICE, and they want to defund the police. So the dynamics have not changed.
Yeah, and as much as I think some support has softened for the president and the GOP, especially with independents, with some of the stuff that's been in the news, whether it's Epstein or the war with high gas prices, I don't think the Democrats are accruing any of the benefit. Like, people are looking at them and all of a sudden, they look great again. They still remember they're the party of Joe Biden in a lot of ways, and the whole switcheroo they did with Kamala Harris. But I am concerned. I've been praying for peace, and I would love to see this war wrapped up for selfish reasons like gas prices, but just, so the war is finished, especially before we start celebrating our 250th birthday on July 4th. I don't want to see this thing drag on.
Well, I don't think any of us want war, but I can tell you, having been in the classified briefings, that we had to do this. I mean, they had over 900 pounds of weapons-grade uranium, and they were within just 2 or 3 weeks of being able to produce a bomb, and if they did, they'd use it. That's a different type of Shia religion of Islam, where they want a worldwide Armageddon. They want a world war. They think Islam is going to prevail and that there'll be a worldwide caliphate. And from their spiritual perspective, it will bring about the return of the Mahdi, the 12th Imam, to rule the world. And I think that's been the whole point all along for them to do this. And we witnessed in January them slaughter nearly 40,000 people in the streets, went in hospital beds and shot the wounded, and then they forced the parents to pay for the ammunition they used to kill their kids in order for them to get the bodies back. So I want it to end, but I can tell you this in regard to gas prices. Someone quoted this morning in another one of our meetings that gas prices hit about $5.60 a gallon, national average, during the Biden administration, and that was because they had launched a war against fossil fuels. They're trying to force everybody into electric vehicles and into using renewables. And you didn't hear any of the left-wing media complaining about that. So I think you try to put things in perspective, and this is temporary. And there's one other thing I'd like to point out to your listeners. The first week he was in office, Joe Biden canceled the Keystone XL pipeline. That pipeline would have been finished by now, and it would have brought 835,000 barrels of oil into the United States every day.
Yeah, the Democrats, I still have a lot of splaining to do, despite, there's always going to be difficulties with governing when you are the party in power. And I think there are fruits, as you were mentioning, with the big, beautiful bill from last year starting to show up in people's paychecks here in this tax season. And hopefully we'll start to see more of that in the larger economy. But I have a sense a question of, are we going to get another bite at the apple? Is the GOP going to get another bite at the apple with, say, another big reconciliation package? I believe I saw Senator Kennedy on the other side of the Congress there talking about wanting to stuff as much as they can into reconciliation. I know that's Senate side stuff, but from your perspective in the House, what are some things that could get done before even the midterms occur?
Well, there's quite a bit. I was invited to lunch at the White House with their policy guy to talk about this, and one of the things that I've recommended, for instance, on the SAVE Act, in its current form, it's not. You can't put it in reconciliation because it would have no impact on the budget. So I went to Mike Johnson, and then I brought this up with the White House, and I think this is one of the reasons they asked me to come over there, is that if we tell the states that we will pay everything, we'll pay for you issuing photo IDs to people who need them, we'll pay for the birth certificates for people who need, a birth certificate, we'll pay for you cleaning up your voter files. I called Wes Allen and I said, can you give me an estimate on what it would cost Alabama to issue new, photo IDs to people and birth certificates to those who need them? A few days later, he texted me back a number, and it was about $2.7 million. That's just for a state of 5 million people. So that's part of what I've suggested to the White House is let's do the SAVE Act through reconciliation. On health care, I think we've got to do something on health care, and the president's all about price transparency. Well, the bill that I've introduced has price transparency, but it also does something else that I think is even more significant in terms of the short-term reducing of premium costs, and that's it sets up a guaranteed benefits pool to cover people with pre-existing conditions. I got this passed in 2017, and as you may recall, John McCain killed it. But if we did that, Joey, for a couple in their 40s with 2 kids, it would save them over $9,000 a year on premium.
Wow.
And so I had breakfast with the speaker yesterday. We talked about some of this. We talked about some other ideas of what we could do with the Border Patrol and ICE. So we're working on it. I don't know that it's going to be as big as the one big beautiful bill. It's not going to be the next big beautiful bill. The big beautiful bill, but it's going to be a substantial reconciliation, and that's what I'm pushing for.
I like hearing that, and I like that idea about how the SAVE Act could get through on reconciliation. I like that a lot. I've got to get your reaction because, it's been a thorn in the side of a lot of conservatives here locally in Montgomery for years. But one of Montgomery's little kingdoms, the SPLC, being indicted by a grand jury, essentially paying off they say informants, but paying off people in leadership positions in the so-called hate groups they were trying to fight against, including one of the organizers for the big thing that happened in Charlottesville. And they made quite a payday after the whole Charlottesville thing. So good investment, I guess, from their perspective. So are you shocked at all by the SPLC doing that sort of thing, or is it just like finally somebody caught them red-handed?
I am not shocked. I felt like they were a corrupt organization all along. They were instigators and very divisive in their approach, and were well past what they were founded to do. And so, no, it didn't surprise me. And you know, the question ought to be what took so long.
And I wondered, too, because this indictment just names the organization, how many more, as they go to individual folks, how many more things we're going to learn about these schemes they were up to?
Well, it's not just the SPLC. A lot of the demonstrations that you're seeing, and you've reported on this, are paid protesters. A lot of the environmental lawsuits that have been filed by organizations funded by China and Russia. Even Hillary Clinton admitted this in the speech that she gave when she was, I think, still a U.S. Senator. Excuse me. And by the way, the SPLC is just the tip of the iceberg. They sent hate mail to my Millbrook office, just because I'm a Republican and because we have somebody working in Millbrook.
Well, I'm glad to see the FBI moving on this, the DOJ under Trump moving on this, and I'm hoping it's just the beginning. And before we run out of time here, sir, of course, you're running for re-election. Number one, how do you feel about it? Are you confident in this primary right around the corner, confident in this campaign? And if folks are out there listening to our conversation, want to support you in some way, how can they do so?
Well, they can go to my campaign website, but I really can't talk about that because I'm sitting in my office. And it's against ethics for me to talk about that. But, Joey, I've spent a lot of time in the new part of the district where most of your listeners live. I've been all over the district. I used to joke that I was a regular visitor to the district before it became part of my district because of my frequent trips to Bass Pro Shop. That's one of the things I like about what I do is engaging with people, meeting with people and learning what they do. And week before last, I spoke to the seniors at Maplesville High School. I love doing that because I tell them all that they're going to be leaders. You've probably been around some young folks and they roll their eyes, and I say, no, look, you're going to lead because you don't have a choice, because one day they're going to wake up and be my age, and my generation's not going to be here, and they'll be the ones making the decisions. And it's amazing how they respond to that. And then, go visit businesses, the chambers, and then we live in an absolutely beautiful state. So it's getting out on those country roads and riding around and looking at somebody's fishing pond a little wistfully, realizing that one of these days somebody's going to invite me to stop and go fishing.
Here. And we did a segment just before you came on about what is America, and what you just described, especially the 6th district, the congressional district here. That's America.
Yeah.
Beautiful spot.
Yeah.
Well, I always appreciate your time. It flies by. And if you're down here near the district before primary day, I'd love to see you in studio, sir.
Well, next time we're out a few days and I can get down there, I'll come down and sit in the studio with you.
Well, I appreciate it. And, hopefully see you soon. Talk to you soon. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks, Joey.
Again, Congressman Gary Palmer there from Alabama's 6th District. This part of the program, in fact, the entire hour, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. You know about those folks, right?
Yes, I do, Joey. I know about them very well. In fact, was it 2 days ago we had Madeline on?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, that was this week. She's good people.
She is.
She's really good people. One of the greatest things about it, people call me all the time, Joey, and say, hey, Eddie, I want to buy a house. I've never bought a house before. Or, Eddie, I'm military, and I want a VA loan. And VA loans change regularly. So I'll give them the spiel that I know. But I tell them, let's go check with the facts and someone who knows everything about this inside and out. We get Madeline on the phone. And it never fails. It's always a positive conversation. Both of us usually get educated very well on the new ins and outs of the VA, but the biggest thing we walk away from is we realize, oh yeah, this is the best game in town. If you're a veteran, this is the best way to buy a house.
The best way. And so, again, you're a veteran, not a veteran, they're going to get you the best possible deal. Don't waste time. Don't freak out what the news is talking about. Don't go fall in for the flashy mailers or the 1-800 spam calls and these sorts of things. Go with true professionals there at Alabama Home Mortgage, the gold standard when it comes to mortgage companies here in the River region. You can always just call them direct to start the conversation at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or you can apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender. Final hour coming up.
From the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. President Trump has issued a new warning involving the Strait of Hormuz. In a statement posted on his social media site, the president called on the military to, quote, shoot and kill Iranian small boats, the ones that have been choking the strait with mines and also, in some cases, opening fire on vessels. He says there's to be no hesitation carrying out those orders. The U.S. military has seized another tank.
Limited time promotion. 10% off materials on new energy efficient doors and windows. Voted best in the river region for windows and installation in 2024 and 25. Davis Door and Sash would love to work for you. Call 334-288-6010 or visit davisdoorandsashalabama.com. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You're listening to Joey Clark.
Welcome back into the program. Now, today, you might not have heard of it, is the Feast of St. George.
Oh.
Patron saint of military members.
Yeah.
And the great, once great country of England.
Mm-hmm.
But not only is today the Feast of St. George, it's the day William Shakespeare died and was born. Traditionally. Same day. On the Feast of St. George, and from Henry V. Which, if you can last through the long Kenneth Branagh production of it, you made a whole movie out of it, and you kind of get used to the language. Like, it is like, this is old school. Like,
very strong language, Joey.
Men. Well, this is as like they're going into battle, fight the French.
Oh.
And whoop the French. They do indeed whoop them.
Just making fun of the French before they do it.
Here's the line: follow your spirit, and upon this charge cry God for Harry, England, and St. George.
Yeah, just mocking the French.
Yeah. And so there's all sorts of stuff around St. George. But instead of reading just like a straight up Wikipedia article on it, found a website that has some of the original text, but then modernized it, of like the legends that were built up around St. George. Like he dies in like the 3rd century, I believe, but it martyred because he will not denounce Christ.
Right.
From the Roman emperor. But through the Crusades, like his legend started to grow, and then in the Middle Ages even more so, just great tales started to be told about St. George. So let's share one of those tales. In the year 280, in a town in Cappadocia, a great soldier and champion of the oppressed was born. The man we now call St. George. His parents were Christians, and they, especially his mother, carefully instructed and trained him in the faith. When he reached the age of 17, he took up the profession of arms. Because he was gifted with good looks, intelligence, and fine manners, he rose quickly to a high military rank. He especially pleased his Imperial Majesty Diocletian. One day, while the emperor, who was devoted to the worship of Apollo, was that the sun god? Yeah.
I thought so.
One day, while the emperor was consulting a shrine of that god about an important matter, a voice came from the dark depths of the cavern saying, "The just who are on the earth keep me from telling the truth. Because of them, the inspiration of the sacred tripod is made a lie." At once the emperor was struck with dismay and asked who these just people were. "Master," answered one of the priests of Apollo, "they are the Christians." This answer so enraged Diocletian that he renewed his persecutions. From the very beginning, the young soldier George had burned with anger at the terrible cruelties inflicted on Christians, and he had spoken out boldly in defense of his fellow believers. His friends urged him to be silent and cautious, but George would have none of it. He knew he might be called to suffer at any time, and he hoped to do better work for the world and die only after braver effort. So he distributed his money and fine clothing among the poor and needy, set free all the slaves he owned, and set out on nightly travels. One day, riding across the plains of Libya, he came to a city called Selene, where the people were mourning a terrible misfortune. An enormous dragon, some tellings it's a crocodile, probably more believable, but calling some of those beasts dragons not that far off.
No, not at all.
An enormous dragon had come out of a nearby marsh and devoured all their flocks and herds. The monster now lived close to the city walls, and the only way the people could keep him at that distance was to give him 2 sheep every day to eat. If they ever failed to feed him, he would enter the city and poison every man, woman, and child with his plague-like breath.
Ew.
But by now, every flock and herd had been eaten. Nothing was left to fill the dragon's endless hunger but the children of the town. Every day, 2 children had to be given to him. Each child was under the age of 15, and each was chosen by drawing lots. So it was that every house, every street, and every public square echoed with the wailing of heartbroken parents, and the cries of the innocent children were soon to be sacrificed. Now it happened that the king of the city had one daughter, a girl of rare beauty in both mind and body. She's beautiful on the inside and the outside. After many days of drawing lots, and after many young girls and boys had met an unhappy death, the lot fell to this maiden. When her father, the king, heard the news, he was overcome with grief and offered all the gold in the royal treasury, even half his kingdom, to save her. But at this, many fathers and mothers who had already lost their own children complained bitterly and said, "O king, are you just? By your own edict, you have left us childless, and now you would spare your own daughter?" So the people spoke, and as they spoke, they grew furious. Joining together, they marched on the palace, threatening to burn the king alive unless he had handed over his daughter as the lot required. The king had no choice but to agree. He asked only for a delay of 8 days so that he might spend that time with his beloved daughter and mourn her fate. The people granted his request. When the agreed time had passed, the young princess was let out. She fell at her father's feet, asking his blessing and declaring that she was ready to die for her people. Then, amid tears and weeping, she was led to the city walls and placed outside them. The gates were shut and barred behind her. She walked slowly and painfully towards the dragon's lair, for the road was scattered with the bones of her playmates, and she wept as she went. It was on that very morning that George, bravely seeking to help the weak and strong to serve the truth, was passing by on his nightly journey. He saw the foul road stretched out before him, and moved by the sight of so beautiful a maiden in tears, he reined in his horse and asked her why she wept. She told him the whole pitiful story. The brave knight answered, "Do not be afraid. I will save you." "Oh, noble youth," cried the princess, "do not stay here, or you will die with me. Flee, I beg you." "God forbid that I should flee," George answered. "I will raise my hand against this loathsome creature, and I will save you through the power that lives in all true followers of Christ." At that very moment, the dragon was seen coming out of his lair, half flying and half crawling towards them. "Flee, I beg you, brave knight," cried the girl, trembling. "Leave me here to die." But George did not answer. Instead, he put spurs to his horse, and calling out to his lord, charged at the monster. After a terrible and drawn-out battle, he pinned the massive creature to the ground with his lance. Then he called the maiden to bring him her girdle.
Okay.
With it, he bound the dragon tight, placed the end of the girdle in her hand, and the subdued monster crawled after them like a dog. Walking in this way, they approached the city. The people watching were struck with terror, but George called out to them, saying, "Fear nothing, only believe in Christ, through whose help I have conquered this enemy, and live according to his teachings, and I will destroy the dragon before your eyes." So the king and the people believed, and they set out to live such a life. Then St. George slew the dragon and cut off his head, and the king gave great treasure to the knight. But George distributed all the rewards among the sick and the needy, keeping nothing for himself, and then he went on his way of service. Anyway, there's more to this, but pretty gnarly story. I like it.
I like the way he kind of grabbed the girdle and kind of just made that, I guess a demon, but he kind of
demon, crocodile, dragon, whatever. He's like, and then cut its head off.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Give me your girdle.
Give me your girdle.
Yeah. I'm going to leash this
Strong
monster.
fabric.
About this time, The Emperor Diocletian issued an edict that was published the length and breadth of his empire. It was nailed to the doors of temples, on the walls of public markets, and in every place people gathered. Those who read it read it with terror and hid their faces in despair, for it condemned all Christians. But when St. George saw the writing, he was filled with anger. The spirit and courage that come to all of us from communion with the eternal power strengthened and heartened him, and he tore down the hateful decree and trampled it underfoot. Ready to face death, George went before the emperor. "What do you want?" Diocletian cried angrily, having heard from his proconsul that this young man deserved torture. "Liberty, sir, for the innocent Christians," answered the martyr. "At the very least, liberty, since their liberty can harm no one." "Young man," replied Diocletian with a threatening look, "think of your own liberty and your own future." Before George could answer, the tyrant's ill will turned to burning hatred, and he called for guards to take the martyr to prison. Once inside the dungeon, the jailers threw him to the ground, put his feet in stocks, and placed a heavy stone upon his chest. Yet even in the midst of torture, the blessed saint did not cease giving thanks to God for his chance to bear witness to the teachings of Christ. The next day, they stretched the martyr on a wheel full of sharp spokes, a wheel of swords. But a voice from heaven came to comfort him and said, "George, do not fear. So it is with those who bear witness to the truth." And there appeared to him an angel brighter than the sun, clothed in a white robe, who stretched out a hand to embrace him and encouraged him in his pain. 2 of the prison officers who saw this beautiful vision became Christians, and from that day forward they strove to live according to the teachings of Christ. There is still another tale that after George had been comforted by the angel from heaven, his tormentors flung him into a cauldron of boiling lead. When they believed they had broken him by the force of his agonies, they brought him to a temple to take part in their worship, and the people ran in crowds to witness his humiliation, and the priests mocked him. The emperor, seeing George's unshaken faith, tried once more to move him with pleading, but the great soldier refused to be judged by words, only by deeds. He even demanded to be taken to see the gods Diocletian himself worshipped. The emperor, believing that at last George was coming to his senses and was about to yield, ordered the Roman Senate and the people to assemble so that all might witness George acknowledging his, Diocletian's, gods. When they had all gathered in the emperor's temple, and the eyes of all the people were fixed on the weak and tortured saint to see what he would do, he drew near a statue of the sun god Apollo. Stretching out his hand towards the image, he said slowly, "Do you wish me to offer you sacrifices as to a god?" The demon within the statue answered, "I am not God. There is but one God, and Christ is his greatest prophet." At that very hour, horrible wailing sounds were heard coming from the mouths of idols all over the world, and the statues of the old gods either fell to the ground or crumbled to dust. One account says that St. George knelt down and prayed, and that thunder and lightning from heaven fell upon the idols and destroyed them. Furious at the breaking of their power, the priest of the old gods cried to the emperor that he must rid himself of so powerful a magician and cut off his head. The priest also stirred up the people to lay hands on the martyr. So it was commanded that George, the Christian knight, should be beheaded. He was dragged into the place of execution, and there, bending his neck to the executioner's sword and absorbed in prayer, he received the stroke of death bravely and thankfully in April. Indeed, April 23rd of the year 303. Today, very beginning of the 4th century. So St. George stands forever before the youth of the world, one of the champions of Christendom, a model of courage, a brave defender of the oppressed, an example of pure, firm, and enduring service to others, a true soldier of Christ. So you might have seen online, it's the Feast of St. George. And this is, again, something written in the Middle Ages, very much legend. I'm not claiming it to be perfectly accurate history or anything. That's kind of missing the point if you're going to hammer that.
I see.
Anyway. Remember the legacy from which you come, folks.
Chisholm?
You know what? Chisholm could use a lot more Christian knights.
You're giving me that look.
I'm just saying.
You used to have a lot of good churches in Chisholm.
No, well, I mean, it took actually, like, too many bar wenches in your past, and it took a fair maiden to actually Get you to stop hanging out with those gap tooth.
Yeah, Joey's trying to set a trap for Eddie Bader. Some people know the recipe.
So your knighthood's not in your future? You're not going to fight for the poor and the weak and take a vow of chastity?
I'm doing that for me every day anyway, so yeah.
Oh, 272-9228. Oh, my vehicle's ready for pickup.
Sweet.
Ooh, yeah, perfect
Recall.
timing. Yeah.
It's taken care of.
Yeah, I'm glad I got it done too.
You nervous about a recall?
No.
Good.
No, it took me months to even.
Oh, good deal.
I waited till when I needed an oil change.
I took it the other way. I thought you were a little bit paranoid about it.
No, man.
You ain't riding around with a recall vehicle? Are you really riding around?
Yes, Sean was paid for.
That's true.
Anyway. Oh, thank you, Mark. Mark Cumbie apparently loved the St. George story.
Mark's a solid dude.
Yeah. And and I would especially say, given that story about St. George and him being the model Christian soldier, pray for all Christian men and for all men serving in the armed forces of the United States of America today, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Send up a prayer of intercession for them, because as much as the politics can get pretty ugly, I still firmly believe, though it's not always true, that when you're talking about those serving in the United States military, you're talking about some of the best.
Yeah.
Well, as for that guy giving up the nuclear secrets because some pretty girl talked to him, some bar wench, gap-toothed bar wench.
Hey,
yeah, maybe he doesn't fit that category. But
it's happened to some of the best. Old General Petraeus.
But especially those in the middle of a combat zone right now, in the theater of war as we speak. 272-9228 again, if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. Now, in a second here,
yeah,
we got to get to the Health and Human Services thing.
HHS?
Where Bobby Kennedy Jr., RFK Jr., he had a showdown with Bernie Sanders.
I want to see this.
Actually held his own pretty well.
I hope so.
Also, you got our lovely hometown senator, U.S. Senator Katie Britt, talking to RFK Jr.
So captivating.
Indeed. No, she's actually singing his praises for his choice of Casey Means. His suggestion that Casey Means should be U.S. Surgeon General. And his point is that, Bobby Kennedy's point is, yeah, she is probably the most eloquent, articulate, she's the best spokesperson for the cause of Make America Healthy Again. That's why she should be Surgeon General. And she's brilliant on top of that, despite that she didn't fully go through, she's at the top of academic, say, medicine, and she decides, I don't want this. That's a heck of a person right there.
That's nothing wrong with that at all.
Anyway, this part of the program brought to you again by Dillon Rings.
Yep.
And again, they are closed this week. Because
vacation.
They were on a much-deserved vacation.
Yeah, man.
Pretty fun vacation, too. If you
Hey,
see
go
what
by their
they're up
website
to.
and catch up on them on Facebook there. Some of the pictures that he's taken, beautiful.
Really cool stuff. And I'm excited, though, because I'm working on a custom design piece for myself there with Josh.
That is a good-looking piece.
Now, the plan, folks, without giving too much away, is that one day I will give this away. It really is the idea I have in my mind, that this will be a nice thing. I've been wanting to do a project with Josh for a while, all these years of talking about Dillon Rings. But eventually, this nice thing, I hope one day to give away. And I don't even know why it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic.
It doesn't have to be. No.
Maybe somebody who I just feel like it's deserving.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting that project done. So enjoy the vacation, Josh. And from working with him on the custom design project, it's so easy. I'm the difficult one. Like, before I pay money, I want to make sure it's exactly what I want.
Surprise.
Indeed.
And so
he is, he's been great. Like, just given from the start, we're sitting there with a napkin, like talking about, okay, what do we want, to like actually doing a full artistic sketch that he sent to me. What do you think of this? And I gave him some,
Has he had to tell you, Joey, we need to get this going, quit dreaming?
No.
Okay, so you're not that bad. Okay, so you kind of know what you want.
No, I know what I want, but I'm like, well.
How do you get it from your brain to his?
Can that be a little more crimson? Like, that's how I'm. Yeah, you know. What I mean. Right. You've had a cross on the top. I know it's last second on the bail.
No, but that's great that you know what you want, and he's able to put that into a product.
And so, from just working with them, and of course they have financing options. So maybe you're looking for a custom design piece. It's going to cost a little bit. And in particular, maybe you're looking for a custom, something like an engagement ring. That's not what I'm working on, by the way. No big surprises in that regard. But they have financing options. They're very reasonable ones. And that way, you can get money is not the concern at that point. So y'all check them out today. That's Dillon Rings, 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery. Again, they are closed for the week. Much deserved vacation, but they are a great sponsor of the show, and just wanted to remind folks of that. Let's see who this is. No, actually, let's not. I think instead we should hit a break.
All right.
I forgot that things might be a little perilous on the phones today. Somebody's unhappy.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. 2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Join Jones Drugs on Saturday, April 25th, 10 to 2, as they partner with the Police Department for the National DEA Drug Take-Back event. Come by the parking lot of the Prattville, Millbrook, Montgomery, or Phoenix City locations and bring your unwanted, unneeded, or expired prescriptions. That's Saturday, April 25th, 10 to 2.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Middays, short drive, north side, west side, south side in Montgomery. It's IJOEY, Joey Clark. And Eddie Vader.
Welcome back. Let's go to this committee hearing, and let's start with Alabama Montgomery's hometown senator, United States Senator Katie Britt. And she is, let's hear her out. She's not exactly in a mood to fight with RFK Jr.
Oh, good deal.
They're kind of on the same side.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Secretary Kennedy, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for being in front of this committee. And I know we have a number of things to talk about, so I'll get right to it. I enjoyed my conversation last week with Dr. Casey Means. I had an opportunity to visit with her and hear about her vision and what she'd like to do as in the role of Surgeon General, and really kind of cementing, obviously, choices for parents, mothers, good products in front of them, so many things that we feel like no one has been willing to tackle. And one of the things that I talked with her about was told her I really appreciated her support of Stop the Scroll, just talking about the negative mental health effects on children. I mean, it happens obviously across the board, social media wise, but specifically with children. I think a lot of times we talk about the things that people know, whether it's bullying or sextortion or different things that are happening online. But one of the things I think that we miss, and I think that you have focused on, is the health effects and mental health effects that occur from things like lack of vitamin D deficiency, because the lack of outside exposure when you have children that are right now on.
I'm sorry for interrupting the senator, but it's just I keep thinking of things where it's like, I know you're in the sun a lot, but
I'm in the sun a lot.
Talk about lacking vitamin D.
I do eat 2 carrots a week just to make sure I get some vegetables.
Baby carrots, or
that's the only kind I can get down. I can't handle regular carrot.
I was about to say 2 ain't enough. How much ranch you put on this thing?
Most of the carrot.
But lately, you've gone off the ranch.
I have. I'm blue cheese guy.
You know what? The senator and Dr. Casey Means would be proud of you.
I think so, because doesn't that blue cheese have some bacteria in it, and it's going to help my gut at some point?
Yeah, you're getting a prebiotic, baby.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, let's go back.
Devices about 7.5 hours a day. We know they're missing that critical element of growing up. When you're looking at social media too, the diminishing of real world socializing skills and the ability to communicate with one another in person, higher rates of anxiety and depression, and weaker physical and cognitive skills. And when we're looking at that, I am deeply concerned about those effects, not only on everyone, but especially on the next generation. Can you tell me, what does the evidence show about the downstream impacts of the things that I just mentioned, and what targeted steps would you recommend, whether through congressional action or HHS guidance, school policies, parental empowerment, that we can do to reverse the trends that we're seeing in our children right now?
Yeah, and thank you for meeting with Casey Means. Casey was number 1 in her Stanford Medical School graduating class. She was a brilliant physician. She left practice in order to devote her life. She saw that our system was broken and that people were coming in because they were eating the wrong stuff. They all were metabolically challenged, and that her job was just to patch them up at the end. And she decided to devote her life getting Americans to change their behavior. She's not partisan. I hope she gets support from both Democrats and Republicans. She is the most eloquent, articulate, erudite evangelist for the Maha movement. She has nothing to do with vaccines, never going to talk about them. She just wants to change the attitude toward metabolic health in this country, and I think she will have a revolutionary effect on this country. We don't have much jurisdiction at HHS to alter cell phone use. We have a MAHA agenda for the states, and we're asking them to pass a retinue of laws to protect children that they have the power to do that we don't. And a lot of that is like continuing medical education, teach nutrition in schools, but one of the primary ones, and now 50% of the states have adopted it, is bell-to-bell legislation, so that in high schools and public schools, that the cell phones are left in the backpack. And the transformation of those schools, and I've toured a number of them, including in Loudoun County, Virginia,
Makes a lot of
recently,
sense.
is transformative. The students support it now. I went to a cafeteria. The kids were all talking to each other rather than looking at their laps. The testing scores for the school have gone up. The disciplinary problems have gone down. The parents love it. They say the kids are now learning to drive. They're driving without using their cell phones. They're coming home and eating dinner with the family without being on the cell phone the whole time. And we're doing everything. I'm touring all the states to urge them to pass that legislation, because I think it's the best thing that we can do.
Absolutely. I think we should do more here in Congress. Couple of things real quick. I know I only have a little bit of time left. Nearly 14 million children in the United States live in food insecure households, and roughly 1 in 5 children may not have consistent access to enough food. Head Start plays a critical role in providing nutritious meals to low-income children during their most important developmental years. Given the scale of child hunger, what specific steps has the department taken to strengthen and expand Head Start's nutrition services? And do you believe the current level of funding is sufficient to meet those needs?
You know, my family started Head Start, and I have a deep nostalgia, but also there's 660,000 kids in Head Start, the poorest kids in our country. Its impact on them is demonstrable. It's been shown in study after study. This year, I've toured a lot of Head Start facilities since coming into office, and the food was appalling. It was all ultra-processed food. We just gave it $62 million in addition to maintaining the budget at 2025 levels. We are, and 2026 levels now for a new budget. We gave $62 million to Head Start as a one-time investment to make sure that they can build kitchens, that they can build home gardens, that they can develop the infrastructure for feeding the children right. And we're requiring them now to provide nutritious food, fresh food to their children.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I am out of time, but I appreciate your service and look forward to continuing to work with you.
Again, United States Senator Katie Britt with Bobby Kennedy, and two issues having to do with the kids. I think that's right, though. Like, if you know, it's a good program to try to help kids that are hungry, that don't have food, and then but you're serving them up Velveeta, which I mean, I like Velveeta. Like, I'll eat Rotel Velveeta.
I gotta be honest. After watching this whole thing, I really want a chili dog right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, will you want a chili dog after Bernie Sanders?
Oh boy,
that's the question.
Yep.
That's the question. So here is, we had our meal, our healthy meal there with the U.S. Senator Katie Britt of Montgomery, Alabama, and all that. And now here's for the dessert. Bernie Sanders, RFK Jr.
Feel the burn.
They're going to be talking about, you guessed it, vaccines. Let's listen in.
In your book, The Real Anthony Fauci, you wrote, and I quote, "A doctrinal canon of the germ theory credits vaccines for the dramatic declines of infectious disease mortalities in North America and Europe during the 20th century. Most Americans accept this claim as dogma. It will therefore come as a surprise to learn that it is simply untrue. But despite your assertion in your book, according to a peer-reviewed study in The Lancet, led by the World Health Organization's, vaccines have saved the lives of more than 150 million people and reduced infant deaths by 40% over the past 50 years. So my question is a simple one. Do you still believe that one of the central tenets of the germ theory, that vaccines sharply reduce infant mortality, is quote unquote simply untrue?
What I was saying in that book, first of all, the study you cited is a modeling study.
It's a what? Sorry?
A modeling study. CDC has actually done a real study that answers that question. It's called GUYER, G-U-Y-E-R 2000. And it says that the 80% mortality in chronic disease that took place, in mortalities from chronic disease that took place in the 20th century, that almost none of it was attributable to vaccination. It was attributable to hygiene, to sewer plants, to better water supplies, to engineering that got oranges.
Just a second, I have to interrupt you because I have other questions. You're entitled to your view.
That's not my view, that's CDC's view.
Well, you're entitled to CDC's view, but according to the World Health Organization and scientists all over the world, vaccines have played an enormous role in saving lives.
I don't contest that. I'm just saying, if you want to talk about why disease mortalities disappeared in the 20th century, it was not vaccines.
Well, you are in a minority of
Well,
opinion
I'm
on
just
that.
talking-
All right, I got other questions. 1 second. All right.
Science is
All right, Secretary Kennedy.
I love that last line. Science isn't a democracy. Amen to that. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, it's also kind of like, I really don't care what studies and all these other things you decide. Like, it's kind of common sense.
Yeah.
You know, we just did that whole thing about the guinea worm.
Right.
And it wasn't some, like, it's better water.
Better water. And it took
And
people,
hygiene, yeah.
But it took people educating other people, going around giving them basic education.
Yeah, and a lot of that
Yeah,
happened
basic-
in this country in the 20th century.
Yeah, but basic water filtration, that's all they needed. You know?
I don't
Still
Well, no,
want
it was the multi-billion-dollar industry that you can't, because everything's the polio vaccine.
Good grift.
Everything is that, by the way. Everything is just as
It's what
effective.
they always compare everything to, which I don't know.
How many are being offered now?
Yeah.
Want to hit a break?
Yeah, because I want a chili dog with some sauerkraut, some cheese on it.
That does sound good right now, like boiled in beer.
Yeah, oh,
yeah.
Joey.
Yeah,
it does sound good.
And not like, shredded cheese, like Velveeta,
No,
like
cheese,
like
yeah.
nacho,
Yes.
like ballpark cheese.
Ballpark cheese.
With just that simple meat chili. Yeah, that sounds awesome. By the way, I haven't eaten much all day.
Starving.
No, I'm starving after eating a bean burrito with a Mountain Dew.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Congressman Barry Moore has always delivered for Alabama. As a member of the House Freedom Caucus, Barry Moore earned a score of 100 from Heritage Action for protecting our values. He's helped thousands of Alabama families, fought for our veterans as a veteran himself, and secured millions for infrastructure, first responders, and public safety. Barry Moore helped pass Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, delivering tax cuts for hardworking Alabama families, and stood strong to secure our borders. Now, Barry is taking that fight to the United States Senate. Barry Moore will defend our freedoms, defend the Second Amendment, protect our children, stand up for parents, and keep boys out of girls' sports while continuing to cut taxes and lower prices. Endorsed by President Trump, Barry Moore is a proven conservative Alabama can trust.
I'm Congressman Barry Moore. I've rolled up my sleeves in Congress, and I'll keep fighting for Alabama in the U.S. Senate. I'm Barry Moore, a conservative fighter, and I approve this message.
Approved and paid for by Barry Moore for U.S. Senate.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At eBike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. eBike Oasis offers free 1-hour electric bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by eBike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
Rich Thomas Weather brought to you by M&M Outdoors. Book your stay today at MNMCampground.com for relaxation at its best. It's easy to find and hard to leave. M&M Outdoors, your home away from home.
Well, hi, everybody. Our weather pattern is still quiet for now, but that'll be changing. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Overnight, low temperature down to about 57. Tomorrow, a good bit of sunshine. Friday's high temperature back to the middle 80s again. But stand by, showers and thunderstorms are likely on Saturday. A few stronger storms not out of the question. And a lingering chance of showers and storms Saturday night into Sunday. Highs over the weekend in the low 80s. Then another more potent storm system by Monday night with a severe weather threat for our state. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
It's time to show Mom how much you appreciate her with a Jenny Lynn's floral creation for Mother's Day. Skip the grocery store flowers and make one quick call. 285-1000. Roses, lilies, beautiful bouquets, and gift baskets designed just for Mom. Call Jenny Lynn's Creations, 285-1000.
The Health and Wealth Show. The Health and Wealth Show. The show so nice, we said it twice. Weekday evenings at 6 on News Talk 93.1 WACV. The Health.
Break it up, son. Joke's over, hey?
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
You're listening
to Joey Clark.
Joey Clark.
And his old pal, Mr. Bader.
It's
Joey Clark.
Welcome back.
So is AI eventually going to take the music business, Joey?
No, I think it's going to be a great
Run
songwriting
up
tool
and then kind of a fall off.
and will help also with like production already before these AI things is so automated and like the amount of plugins and filters. Like
Yeah.
when you hear these big pop songs, just listen to them. Does that sound like somebody sitting next to you?
Can we bring Millie
Like
Vanilli
even
back?
like I will say I am recently just the music fall in love with Ella Langley stuff.
Dude,
But
Ella's amazing.
And I'm sure she does sound amazing just with the guitar sitting there in the room. But
I do. I got a video of that.
everything, even something that should be like traditional country, has this gloss to it. Now, I think AI will help with some of that production, and it will be a great songwriting tool.
Okay.
So you can quickly spin up, work up ideas like lyrics and music all at once. And then the idea would be, okay, I spun that up, kind of like that. Let's get real human beings to lay down this track. And especially, you're always, I think, going to need real human beings to be playing music live.
That too, but I think too, it doesn't sound funny, but it kind of cheapens it. Being an AI type deal, you know, especially like a good soul song, and then and I found a few that I fell in love with, and then I found out it's AI produced, and honestly, it makes me lose a little bit for it. I still like the music, but I like this knowing that the feeling that I'm having during that time is something I've shared with the songwriter. You know, that sadness or that happiness.
Yeah, but again, the more we sunk into technology,
Yeah.
like I think the producer I was talking with Fresh about this, Timbaland loves this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, look at like your hip hop production. Look at like Bruno Mars had hit after hit
Bruno
after hit
Mars,
with Mark Ronson in particular, that one album. Like a lot of that is sampling and and still there's great performance. So I think you have a point. Like it's going to be weird if people start like worshiping at the temples of AI artists or actors or actresses.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that.
I mean, think about the amount of OnlyFans and other Instagram scams that are going on. Which, by the way, I saw a Polymarket report.
Yeah.
Just a little update on the X that now searches for church, religion, and the Bible are much more than searches for OnlyFans were last year. They were about neck and neck.
Interesting.
No, that's
Well, we
maybe a
talked about
hopeful
that.
sign.
We see the resurgence. And I mean, honestly,
I'm doing my part.
I'm not the biggest church person in the world, but I remember in high school and even in college when I realized that the world that we lived in was turning away from the church.
Yeah, man.
And I never saw this turnaround coming back. I never saw this. I only thought it would get worse.
Well, as I go through my own personal changes, I'm wondering how much people are like, actually ready.
Yeah.
Because I think it is a big demand.
Oh, yes.
The yoke is light. The yoke of Christ is light, but you also, I don't know, it's sometimes tough. It hasn't been for me in many ways. There's certain things I should still give up. Like vanity and all sorts of things. I like stuff. I like nice things, so to speak. But food stuff to give up.
Oh,
too.
food.
But then there's, like, for instance, I don't have this deep, profound longing that I know other people do, and I'm not begrudging you. Like, sports is everything for them. Or pick your form of entertainment is everything for them. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, I can take it or leave it. I would much rather actually sit there and study and pray at this point than watch some stupid thing all the time. I don't know. It makes me wonder how much are people actually going to get back to faith in God and Christ is the center of everything they do.
Seems to be going that way right now.
It can be a demand, but hopefully it is going that way. Like, I don't want to begrudge anybody, and people have different paths too.
That's the other thing.
I do believe in one holy Catholic apostolic church, and I don't just mean the Orthodox in the East or Rome.
Yeah.
I mean, there is one body, and I think a lot of great faithful Christians that call themselves whatever, all sorts of denominations, and for all the, as I said yesterday, arguments and apologetics and all the stuff that's online in the online culture, I think some of the best believers are not, it's a simple faith.
Yeah.
And it's a simple practice.
Agreed.
Like, it's the meme. The world is being saved by old ladies praying.
It's true.
That you never see. That's, I think, what's saving the world.
That's true.
Anyway.
Hey, guess what I tried to do a while ago? Tried to call Ray Bowles.
You did?
I spoke with Ray Bowles.
Yeah, you did. I thought I heard you off air.
I heard the seagulls in the background because Ray is at the beach. I don't mean to rat you out, Ray, but I'm telling your employees you're at the beach.
He's the seagulls in the background?
Seagulls in the background. Yes. Yeah. So again, if you're thinking about flooring, boss ain't there. Chad gives the best discounts.
Yes, he does.
Saying.
And yeah, they have a little fun when Ray's away.
They do. Yes, they do. But you know what? I bet Ray's dad's there right now, cracking the whip.
Yeah.
You know he is.
I kind of love that image you just painted.
Yeah. You know he is.
And they're begging for Ray to come back after Ronnie gets back and puts them in line. So y'all check out Prattville Carpet today. Of course, they could lay down any sort of carpet product for you, but much more than that, like ceramic tile. Traditional hardwood, luxury vinyl plank, the epoxy flooring product.
The flooring
really
looks amazing.
Really awesome.
I really love it. And they've got a couple of new displays in there, some new flooring. Of course, you want Mohawk carpet. They've got some of the best in town.
Yeah.
Yep.
So y'all check out Prattville Carpet. Just call them up at 285-8117. They'll come out, do a free in-home measurement. You pick out the product you want to lay down. They'll get the job done. Just that simple. Again, that's 285-8117. And tell those fine folks there, especially Chad and the others having fun while Ray is away, that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you. Let's see who this is on line 2. You're on there. Who's this? No?
Oh, shocker.
Should I try?
Nah. Yeah.
Line 1, you're on there. Who's this?
Yeah, it's Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Hey, crack that whip. Who is that? The Devo?
Devo, baby.
Devo?
Yeah.
What happened to them? Yeah.
Whip
They had
it
a couple
good.
of songs.
They had a couple of songs. I'm sure they stayed with the scene for a while, but man, that makes me feel old. Probably they got to be, if I'm 50, they got to be in their mid 60s,
Yeah.
and I was rocking with them.
I was talking to you earlier about that. They were like right next to David Cassidy, if you remember, watching all the, what happened in the 80s on VH1.
But do you remember when you first seen them, they had pots on their head?
They had those weird conical hats or whatever. Yeah. So the World Health Organization, who in part is funded by all these vaccine mandates, has found that the vaccine mandates are the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Wow, who could have guessed that one?
Well, I don't look at the if you look at the Lancet. What did you say? A modeling? What is modeling?
And the AMA, you know what was so surprising to me? I mean, Joey, in so many ways, I'm just so blame naive. I just trust people for what they say, take them at the word and stuff.
What, you talking about you or me?
Well, me in particular, but, you trusted me in so many ways, maybe you too.
Yeah, with the bra fits.
So, anyway, AMA is a freaking union. They're doctors. They're a union, a medical union.
Yes.
And as a union, as we all know, they're there to protect its members.
Yep.
And to do, look out for what's best for their members. They're not there for the general public. And you got to take these things into in mind. Keep these things in mind when you're hearing all these people. Oh, the AMA said this and the AMA said that. Well, okay, let's have some independent, looks at it here and see what happens. I just don't trust any. I don't just carte blanche trust things like what the AMA might say.
What about 4 out of 5 dentists? Do you believe that?
4 out of 5 dentists say you need to check up right now.
9
killed me.
9 out of 10 doctors agree it makes a keen lady who smokes Marlboro.
All right, guys. Anyway, I just thought I'd chime in with that, but I appreciate it. I'm enjoying the show as usual.
Thank you, Papa B.
Well, we're out of time.
We're out of time, man.
Well, y'all stay tuned. Happy hours next. I'm not going to see you tomorrow.
Nah, I'm going to be late tomorrow. I've got some business.
Okay.
Seeing somebody's
Well,
mama.
if the business gets done early, come on by.
I'm going to be on the lake showing lake houses, Joey. I got a feeling it's going to stretch into the afternoon.
If I find out you're just riding on the jet ski again.
She wants to take the jet ski tour, Joey, so don't,
Yeah, but look into those rompers.
I already got
Workout
them
and stuff.
Already got them on order.
Talk about vanity and needing to recenter myself. Help me, Lord. Truly.
Casting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With us during Newtime, Bob Agnew in Washington. The governor of Louisiana says there's an active shooter scenario ongoing today at the Mall of Louisiana in Baton Rouge. Governor Jeff Landry says he and his wife are grateful for a quick response by